Good evening, everybody. Welcome to Thursday night stream for the Pink Panthers. Hope you're all doing well and have had a good week so far. A few people guessing some words in chat. Welcome Jamie, Kidney, Cooper, Georgia. Got it right. There we go. First one straight off the bat. Rod. Who else is in there? Carlton. Beer, Dust Blues. Zach. Hope you're all doing very, very well. Got it first try. There you go. G'day Sarge, how are you, mate? What's going on? What am I guessing? Dale, welcome. Rod, how are we all? 5 gold stars. Oh no, what have I done here? Stream chat. Oh god. No, what have I done? Evening mates, what's the new patch? We've been playing it all day. 2K23 free? Jesus. Why is it free, Sarge? That's alright. Are you enjoying it? What are you thinking, Sarge? Guess the riddle. How? Oh my god, what is happening? I don't know why it's doing this. Docs. Chat. My whole thing has just gone skew if. You're loving my career? Ah, very good. Now the career stuff's good. I'm very much a big career player. Okay, so now it's on the other side. But why is it on my screen? Yeah, it's having. I don't know what it's doing. Oh god. Oh, it's a heap of tech stuff. Hang on. I don't know what that's done, guys. I apologise. I don't know what that's done. This is why you shouldn't mess with shit. on the go on the screen captions. Yeah, there we go. Both James waiting for my mates. What type of player did you build, Sarge? What type of player did you go with? I don't like this. It's over on that side. Did you go a big shooting guard? No, never done though. But I'm always full of entertaining stuff. On-screen captions, all happening. Hopefully that's cleared up now. I've got zero idea what I did there. Free game. That's crazy. That's a free game this month. That's a good get, Sarge. Well done. Zach, guess the riddle. How can you drop an egg on a concrete ground without breaking it? Well, if it was a hard-boiled egg, it wouldn't break. Is that the answer? Just shooting guard 6'8"? Oh, okay. Boil it, yeah, can do it all yet. Nothing better for a Thursday night footy into the cricket, watching the Panthers. Yeah, exactly right. Now, stream patch. So, I'm going to bring up the Discord. By the way, for those who are in the Discord, or whoever saw my footy tip TikTok/video on Discord, I tipped St Kilda and was probably met with a little bit of, you're a douchebag, you know what we're talking about. Saints got up, called it. Didn't do anything about it, but I called it. Alright, so the patch notes for tonight are, yes, tactics, that's good. That's what we want to see in the pre-game menu anyway. Added tactics to front end, because it did say on the first patch that come out for this that they were there, but I could not find them anywhere, so let's have a look at that. Tuned likelihood of AI speckies, tuned players that will specky, improved online gameplay, added role selection to academy and season competition, improved hair tech. So I don't know if you remember that stretchy hair issue, that bug that we saw the other night. Tuned marking, tuned AI play on chance, tuned tactics, tuned incorrect disposal rule, and improved stability. So a few things in the patch, which is good. Hopefully, fingers crossed, it still plays like it did on Monday night and not like it did on Tuesday night, because that was busted. Grok, how are you, mate? How are you, Grok? Got the call into work tomorrow. More paperwork and meetings. Well, at least they found him, though. That's good. Yeah, I mean, if you were to pick a result, that's good they found him. Hopefully it's not too much paperwork for you. Fingers crossed. Yeah, so, I suppose to clarify a few things, I guess. Oh, I need to turn that word stream music off. So so for those wondering how the patches work and things like that, because I probably learnt a little bit about this over the weekend as well. I maybe wasn't fully across it as I had been previously, I suppose. But so I don't know if this is the same for all games. I'm not sure if developers and everything are all different or if it's a blanket rule. But so apparently with Steam patches, if you implement a patch and it launches, you can actually roll it back and remove it from everyone's system and go back to what was maybe a more stable build at the time, which is what they did. So after we played the game on Tuesday night and there was a lot of bad feedback, they rolled it back, removed it from all the Steam ones. But apparently it doesn't work like that for Sony. So once you upload a patch for Sony, if it gets pushed through to the users, that's it. You can't roll it back. You can't take it back. I mean, I suppose you would have to be doing extra work over and above on top of that patch to rectify whatever had gone wrong. But I think that's why they're a bit more cautious about the Sony patch than the Steam patch. So I didn't know there was differences there. So that's why. And so in a sense, Steam's almost a guinea pig of sorts, which is okay if it means that everyone else gets a decent patch, and I'm all fine for that. Let's play Freo because we've got them this week. So that's that. Obviously, PS users, g'day Brados, that you were meant to be getting the tactics the day after on Wednesday morning. It was submitted Tuesday night, but yeah, because of how bad the game played on Tuesday for Steam users, that's why you haven't got it yet. But I get it's still frustrating because it's been since Saturday since you've had a patch, but this one should have all your tactics and everything in there. But I'm honestly glad that you guys didn't cop that patch that we got, because especially if it was very hard to reverse, it would have just completely ruined everything, because it's you couldn't mark, you couldn't do anything. It was crazy. George, paying for the one night we don't get. When do we get X? I know. There's only so many TikToks I can make on when do we get Xbox. No, I get the anticipation. Had one bloke come in and try and troll me a couple of times on TikTok, but that's okay. That's okay. No, I get the frustration. And look, like I've said though, Xboxers, you guys are missing out on some of the doozies, which isn't necessarily a bad thing. But oh, here we go. Edit tactics. There's the button. PS5 will be, so you will be technically, I reckon you'll be a patch and a half behind, maybe even 2. Like I said though, Monday night was the best the game had, for me personally, the best the gameplay had felt for a long, long time. And then it was completely the total opposite on Tuesday night. So if it's back to the Monday night vibes, we'll be loving life. Match time. But yes, PlayStation, I suppose, if this is submitted, did they submit the PlayStation one tonight? I can't remember. I think they did. But that, once you guys catch up, it should hopefully play and feel like it is now. How did that patch happen? We'd love to know what was changed. Yeah, I don't know. I'm not sure, Craig. So, I mean, I guess the obvious thing to maybe assume is there was obviously something that got missed in testing. It would have to be, I suppose, because if someone was playing the Monday night game and then had that patch for the Tuesday night, there's no way you would have given that the tick of approval. So I'm not sure what happened, or if it was something that popped up as it was dropped. I don't know. But yeah, it was a killer, and it was one of those things where I don't know whether it came across this way on stream on Tuesday, but I was frustrated and angry. But I also was very conscious that I didn't want it to come across like I was pissing and moaning because I was losing and being a sore loser. But I knew that I wasn't that bad. And I just had a feeling that something wasn't right. So I'm kind of glad that it was sort of justified the way I felt. But I really didn't want it to come across like I was being a little pissy pants because I was getting beaten. Because I don't mind losing. But when you can't actually impact the contest or the outcome, that's when I got frustrated. So I feel a little bit justified in how I felt, which is nice too. Can't believe my son had it on Steam and also said best game. Yeah, I agree. There's a lot of people who said that Carlton Blazing, so that's why we want to get back to that, and obviously get on top of that. I don't know if you can change the shorts or not, Georgia. All right, so yeah. Thank you, Grok. That does make me feel better. And like I said, on hardest, I know I'll cop my fair share of losses. That's okay, but to score 3 goals in 3 or 4 games was crazy. Thank you, Rod. You're a Tiger supporter. Of course you don't like losing. Very good. No, fair enough. Okay, so now we have the Edit Tactics button in the game menu, which I believe is what was meant to be there the first time, but it didn't go on there for some reason. I'm not too sure. Well, I don't think there's anything different here at the moment, so that's all still the same. Wide, man on man, kick out, go on the huddle. Okay, so that all still looks the same. So I don't think they've changed the tactics too drastically. Have we won for more than lost? Tigers travelling over to Perth, I know, for a home game too. Jesus. All right, let's just get stuck into it and see what happens. It's the only way we're going to find out. Now, I know what I'm about to say next probably doesn't actually impact the people here watching. But I was actually planning on trying to simultaneously stream on TikTok tonight for the very first time. But a few technical issues that I was working through for most of the night, trying to get my laptop to act as a second screen being one issue that I finally found a workaround for that. Then because I used this camera for here on Twitch, you can't actually run the same camera on 2 different programs, so I don't have a solution for that at the moment. Maybe I've got to get a second camera that I'll use for TikTok and one for Twitch. I don't know. But yeah, it was something I was looking forward to trying to see how it went, but technology kind of killed me and got in the way. So there we go. I know, back-to-back trips, Grok. What the hell is going on there? Meanwhile, Free have 2 home games in a row. Raining in Perth. Does it not do that? I'm not sure. Shreds, how are you, mate? Yes. Yeah, well, it will be, hopefully, assuming that it runs well. So I think Steam users are kind of acting as the guinea pig to see how this goes, because if it doesn't work as it should, if it causes issues, they can roll it back and fix and start again, so to speak, which is what happened on Tuesday. But I suppose the intention is for this patch to go out to PlayStation tomorrow, I guess, because then you'll have all your tactics, the gameplay tweaks that we've had since Monday. But yeah, it's just very, very good that you didn't get the patch from Tuesday night because it was frustrating. But let's see how this plays, and we'll give some feedback. And I don't use the manual bounce button, Craig, so that's okay. I did read that though, in the rain. What a strange glitch. Like, when I say, all glitches are strange, but with how specific that is, like when it's raining. Good tackle.
That'll be play on. Desperate defense.
Oh.
Frederick runs in.
Gee, they got the handballs away there. No pressure, but whatever the result of this game, I'm putting $10 on Sportsbet winner and margin. Jeez, you could have told me that beforehand, Georgia. I could have at least then tweaked the quarters to make it realistic.
Farms it out.
Wow. All right.
This is promising. He's besieged under pressure. He might have thought about hand passing.
That is a lot of added extra pressure. So the patch has got the tactics are now at the starting menu of the game. So, who was that? Dash Blues, well done. So previously you could only change it by pressing pause and doing it in the game. So now it is at the menu, like whether it's play now. I'll check management mode as well to see where it is there. We'll check that out. Better time speckies from AI and user. So basically what happened, for those who weren't aware, that's the patch that came out on Tuesday. You literally couldn't mark it at all under any circumstance. It was impossible. So I think they've fixed a bit of that. There's some stability fixes as well. I'll bring it back up in a sec. But yeah, that was the main crux of it all. Lynch, see that wouldn't happen the other night. Wouldn't happen. Okay, so a little bit of a random question for everyone. Obviously, that Dixon emote's quite funny, and it does scare the shit out of everyone, including myself, which is good. That's what it's there for. Obviously, some of the emotes I've got in are song related, but I'm kind of debating whether to remove some of those and find some more, I suppose, quirky and funny. It's not. I don't want to have scary screams, but like sounds that are gonna, make you jump. Yeah, as long as you're a bit long. Yeah, I put them because I like it. All the bees and birds are flying. Never let go, gotta hold on in. Now stop till the break of dawn and keep moving, don't stop rocking. Get on out when you're down, baby. Take a good look around. I know it's not much, but it's okay. We'll keep on moving on anyway. Yeah, I tend to agree the songs go a bit too long. They are there purely from a selfish perspective because I like those songs, but I do acknowledge that it probably detracts a bit, and the short and sharp things are probably a bit better. So what I might do, I might replace them with some other quirky, funny sounds that are kind of funny but might scare the shit out of people when they happen. Oh no!
Going for territory. That's a shame.
Michael Jackson Thriller. So I will work on that. Don't like the Dix, you go. Someone asked this. Yes, this patch should technically be going to Steam, to PS5, pardon me, assuming that it acts as it should and is fine. Yeah, Darth was, yeah.
He's run into trouble, Brody. It's no
oh, good tackle.
That's a bruising tackle. Lays it off.
So there should be a new specky animation as well. Good spoil.
Walters, Brody takes the hand pass, sets up for home, and he is.
So the only other thing I hope they've fixed is that
He's certainly one of those.
The AI aren't super accurate. Oh, Stone Cold Glacier, that's a good one. Because one of the things that ended up sort of changing back is the AI became unable to miss again, which was a bit annoying. I felt they had pretty good balance of that at one stage. Oh, look at the overlay. Who's that? Boston. Ah, right in the siren too. So I'm hoping that that's back
The
in.
Dockers in front at quarter time.
Undertaker's
Positives
gold.
for both sides.
JBL. There's a lot of wrestling. I'm not sure if they're all up there. Check that.
Let's head down to Gary Lyon on the boundary.
Yeah, that's right. Well, and that was the thing, D-Rip, is on the Tuesday night, or even when on the Monday night when the tactics first come out, I wanted to see how the huddle worked, and the AI wouldn't bloody miss. And then the one time I rushed to behind, I forgot to look. Like, what an idiot.
Good on you, Gary.
Bruce screaming Cyril.
Darcy wins it out of
Cyril.
the centre. Brody, Brayshaw, Walters.
What about a Brian Taylor wowie?
McIntosh in the centre square. He's suddenly.
Does anyone want to talk about champion data while we're here?
Searching kick. Lynch is the man on the spot.
Finish him. I actually thought about using a Mortal Kombat finish him for. What was I going to use it for? Something to do with Fortnite. But I didn't end up doing it because I couldn't piece it
We know
together.
how good he is in these situations.
Oh, I hung it out too wide. Bruce is special. Special. I have been for a long time trying to find
Away he goes.
AFL-related green screens that I, I had like the Darth Vader and the Adam Sandler and shit like that. To be able to, I wanted a Dusty Martin fend-off one, but there just isn't a green screen video available to use for that.
Takes an excellent grab.
Yeah, and I suppose my comment then was a little bit tongue-in-cheek for those who have seen the activity in the Big Footy thread.
Clever kick. It's come unstuck.
Yeah. You try? Did you try to make it, Grok?
Is anyone home? Pierce clears.
How did it turn out?
Revolt goes laterally. McIntosh.
Oh, K-Mac.
Has a vice-like grip.
I wouldn't hold that properly. Okay.
Certainly one that should be kicked.
Yeah. I don't even want to talk. I'm that mentally drained from champion data talking.
It's on
I know
the
I
way.
mentioned it, so it's actually my
Good
fault.
looking kick. He's dropped it.
That's a win for persistence.
Yeah, I get. No, you know what? I'll talk about it briefly. I'll show the tactics again. So if you pause, so now, g'day Josh, how are you, mate? F1s, we're bloody close. I've got to get that still. So yeah, for those who've just joined, welcome. Firstly, tactics you can now do before the game. So at the start, where it's got like play now, match settings, there's also edit tactics. So that's what we did at the start. And you can also pause in game like last time and change your tactics here. So I might change defensive. I'm still leaving the huddle because I want to see a point. We'll go full zone. I'm going to do the full zone because I want to see if they've fixed the play positioning on that. So PTSD, I know, Georgia, I know. And look, maybe that was largely my fault, but I just felt that people weren't understanding. Like, I get the reason why people want to edit stats. I get it. I don't necessarily agree with it, but I understand why, and I can appreciate it. But they weren't actually comprehending or understanding how a licensed partnership works. You don't just pay for a fully officially licensed AFL game to use all their licensed partners' stuff to then say, oh, but don't worry about it, you can edit it. Like, it doesn't, that doesn't happen. Anyway, enough. Oh, Josh, you missed out for the first 10 days. That is going to be savage. You're almost going to be better off just not turning any form of social media on and missing it.
For a little breathing space.
Yeah, custom teams in management modes. That's an interesting one. I mean, because I actually tend to agree that I would like to use, the Pink Panther created team in a full-blown management mode where I can draft new players and stuff like that. So I don't disagree with that. And I'm not sure if that's different, if that's a different kettle of fish to editing stats. I'm not too sure. Is it different or is it the same thing? I don't know. Kidney, so the front-end tactics, there's the huddle, everyone. The front-end tactics just means that it's available at the menus pre-game. So the front end of the game as opposed to in-game menu.
Kicks inside the forward 50. Prestia wins it back. Great mark.
Yeah, it would be. Oh, I agree, having all these teams in there. And there's someone on Big Footy. Oh, okay, let's go. Thank you for the sub, Carl. No, I always forget what that noise means. Well, I'll pause this quickly and you get to pick. Before I pause, keep in mind the number you want to pick off the sub board.
Good thinking and good execution.
Patro Sapin, thank you. Yes, I agree with the using custom teams. Because is it Chunky? I think it is on the Big Footy thread. He has made like 20 or 30 teams. Crazy stuff. And it would be cool. It would be cool to use them in management. I 100% agree. 100% agree. Okay, so Carlton, you need to pick a number here from the sub board. Thank you so much for the sub, much appreciated. You now get a chance to win yourself a cheeky $10. So all the numbers are up there. 49 for Carlton Blazing, 49, blue 49. No gold star, but I really, really appreciate the sub and all the love and support that you give. It's very, very much appreciated. It's getting closer to going off that $10. Oh, okay. Yeah, we can try the. Yeah, we can do the overload at halftime. Absolutely, absolutely. Yeah, that guy making all those teams is doing God's work, a mountain of work. So, what's your rating, Hugo? Come on, spill the beans. What's your rating?
The Dockers.
We're all friends here.
Brody read it well on centre wing and can pump them back into it.
I think it's sort of explained how the stats work within management. Yeah, and I suppose the interesting point, Craig, that someone raised today, which is a valid one, is that whilst the stats for the real players are locked, and this is just my logical explanation, it's not knowing anything different. But so the stats for real players are locked, obviously, but within management mode, you can obviously draft players who have a draft range or a ranking range between 62 and 85 or whatever it might be. So people are asking, well, why will their stats change? And the simple answer is because they're not licensed players. There's no IP attached to them. In my opinion, that's purely just my own view on that with how things like this work. So because they're not officially licensed listed players, that's why their stats can fluctuate and grow. Joshy, the idea rather miss the first 10 days, can't lie. Yeah, I think the holiday outweighs F1, doesn't it? Just don't be on your holiday like twitching your thumbs and being like, I need to get home, Make sure you enjoy yourself. You've got to enjoy it. Everyone in the team's between 40 to 50. Hey Dan, welcome. Is the game back to... It's early to tell, Super. It's early to tell. I've only played a half, but it's better than what the Tuesday patch did to the game, so I'm going to say it's feeling better, yeah. G'day, Jared, welcome. Like I said, Jared, I only played a half, but like I said before, the game on Monday night was the best it had felt for quite some time, but then the patch on Tuesday kind of killed that, so I'm hoping it gets back to what it felt like on Monday, which it sort of does. So the AI have missed a couple of goals, which has been good. They kicked one out in the full, which wasn't happening on Monday. Tackling's okay, seemingly still. I can mark, which I couldn't do on Tuesday. So yeah, it's... Oh, and the tactics are at the main menu now as well. So I suppose... Have they announced the date for the physical copies yet? What did you mean, nickname? As in, for Xbox, do you mean? The physical copies. Physical copies are out, but do you mean for Xbox, do you?
And inside 50 goes begging. Kicks to a contest.
Gotta take that.
Turned over on centre wing.
Okay. So for Xbox, there's still unfortunately no solid update because they're not allowed to tell us much more than that it's coming in June. And then when it does drop, we should also then see Pro Team not far behind. And when Xbox comes out, they should have crossplay fully enabled straight away, and you'll be up to the most current patch as per whatever Steam and PlayStation have got at the time. So you won't be playing catch-up like I suppose we were from the start. But unfortunately, we still just don't know an exact date, other than it will be in June, I believe. As soon as they're allowed to say something, we'll be plastering it everywhere, I can assure you. Monday Special Best gameplay, I agree. Yeah, agree, Jared. And there's been a lot of people who have said that. So, and I mean, not even if you took the tactics out that we got on Monday, from a pure gameplay sense, it definitely felt that, when I say the best, I suppose I mean the most balanced. Because there's still obviously things to improve and fix, of course, but from a balance between like spoiling, marking, player movements, the accuracy of things, it was 100% the best that it felt. And Tuesday was just not even remotely close to that. So, but this feels like it's... Oh, I pushed X and that was done. It feels like it is back to something very similar to what we had Monday night. I need to change the tactics to overload, don't I? Do I think Pro Team will be good to go? I believe it will be. Assuming, so the caveat to that is assuming that online gameplay is up to scratch. And that's why it's interesting to know, not that they have to, not that they were deliberately delaying it, but obviously in tonight's patch notes, online gameplay is one of the things being fixed. So I think we might start to see a few more of those to get that up to speed and in preparation for Pro Team launching. So from what I understand, I'm not sure if I'm saying something I shouldn't or not, but from what I understand, the Pro Team mode is built and ready to go. It's ready to rumble, and they want to drop it. But they can't because, one, Xbox isn't out, and two, because online plays a lot worse than what this is, and it's you can't drop something like Pro Team on, if it's playing as bad as it has been. It would just be an absolute disaster. So they've got to wait for it to get to lined up. I know, Grok, I think of that every time I say overload right, and it just brings me back to your comments. No worries, Georgia. Thank you for stopping by. And I think I get 15 stars for getting your name correct every single time I've mentioned it. So I've learnt. Well, there we go. Overload right. No, left. Left. There we go. I like the plays that they spread like that. But thank you for stopping by. Yeah, the patch notes, for anyone who's just joined, the patch notes, if they're not on Twitter yet, which someone just mentioned they're not, they are pinned in this chat, so you can... as Jack takes it home. Is that the sign? Oh, he's bloody missed that kick, though. That's shit. All that X. When loading into the matches, do you reckon they will show the lineups of the matches? I don't know, Brownie. It's a good question. I mean, something like that I think would be a really nice aesthetic thing to have. Thank you for the follow, Jared. And all I can say to that is, because I think that's a really good suggestion, that if you've got ideas like that, Ross has said for a while, like, if you've got ideas and things like that, go and submit it to the Big Ants support thing, because they take all that on board. Like, the amount of sort of small tweaks and additions that they're working on or have come into the game that have been on the back of people's suggestions, and not just for this game, for the first version, the first AFL they did as well. So if it's a good idea, they'll take it on board and have a crack at it. So I think submit that for sure. Yeah, aesthetic thing. And something to keep in mind, guys, as well, when we see patch notes come out, I saw someone comment on one of my videos because... What came out? There was something that came out in the patch notes that was more of just an aesthetic thing. And I can't remember what it was the other day. And they're like, oh, but that's not even important. Fix the gameplay, which is true. You've got to fix the gameplay. But just so people know, for clarity's sake, if you see something in a patch note that's like aesthetic, like a scoreboard update or something like that, that hasn't taken priority or precedence over gameplay. So they've actually got teams that are working on different things. So they've got a team that works on the aesthetics, so they've got a priority list of things to fix. There's the gameplay coding guys who've got and girls who've got a list to work through. So just because we see something that might be aesthetic and not game related doesn't mean it was prioritised. It just means that particular department checked that off their list. So it doesn't actually take away from what the rest of the team are doing. I think it's important to know that. Dusty! Oh, yeah. Come on. Do you think Richmond... Oh, in real life? I don't know, Jared. I mean, Sean Darcy is a big out for Freo, which, helps us incredibly. And it's really an 8-point game for us because of, I suppose, ladder position. And I've probably... realistically, we're probably still not going to make finals, but we are still mathematically right in the hunt. So I think you've still got to give it a crack, but they'll be tough to beat over there. But we travel okay. So the travelling part I don't fear. But I suppose the biggest problem is you don't actually know which Richmond's going to turn up at any given time. So we'll see though. How do you think we'll go? The gameplay, yeah, the gameplay has been fluid tonight. And yeah, so what are you saying? It's going to be on Saturday? Well, you might be right though, actually, because if this is kind of like a patch test phase for Steam, and then if they give it the ticket approval, they run it for PlayStation tomorrow, then yeah, you'll get it. You'll get it Saturday, won't you? Oh, I stopped running then.
They cannot keep him quiet.
So if you go to Big Ant website, I assume it's just bigant.com.au. So there's like a support to the support page, which will have like a link there, so you can sort of submit it that way.
Nankervis looking for territory. Sonzi popped up out of nowhere. Bolton.
I'll go.
What can he do with it? McIntosh.
Get this over the back.
Heads for full forward.
Lynchy. Yes. Good overlap through the middle of the ground there.
Shut the door on them.
It was. So with the overload left, bulk of them were running to that side. So some players do run to the other side, so you can go to the skinny or to the lesser numbered side if you want. But it definitely was heavily weighted towards that one side.
And he does.
That'll be the ball game. They're home now.
And keen to see some different free kicks too. I still want to see bumps as well. Bumps and jostling and things like that. Like I said, there's still things to come in. This is definitely feeling much more like what Monday night felt like, which is a good thing. So I'm not sure if Ross and co are watching, but it's definitely feeling back to what it was, which is good. No, exactly right, Kidney. That's right. So PS5 users, you still haven't got what Steam users were playing on Monday night and felt was the best gameplay. You're still not at that patch yet, because that patch that you were meant to get was the one that had to pull the pin on, because the additional stuff that was with it is what caused the issue with Steam. Oh, I won. There we go. Okay, so that seemed to work fine there, which is good. We'll try the management career. We'll see where the tactics are for the menu for that. And we'll see if we can get the cock shell on the board. Get that big cock. PS5. Okay, Joe, so you never got the Tuesday patch as well. Next. Ooh. I will... Back in a second. I've got to plug my laptop in. Because otherwise, I will not be able to read chat. So that. There we go. Is it charging? Plugged in. Perfect. Sorry, guys. Needed to ensure that we had some power. Well, you might, Kidney, yeah. Okay, so we've got tactics here. So we'll leave that there. Midfield attacking, that's fine. We'll go corridor. Full zone. Then we'll do overload right. What's with the stats? Oliver with a comp high, 5 disposals. Is there a normal time length recommendation? Was that in reference to my game or your game? I didn't take notice of my stats, to be honest, but I think from the simulation stuff that I did a little while ago, I reckon that about 7.5 minutes gave the most comfortable, realistic vibe of stats. Whatever you do at this point in time, don't put it to 20-minute quarters. I think it's still busted, because the times that I did it, the scores were like 250 around that mark. It was off the charts. So don't do 20. But I reckon 7.5 to 10 is probably the sweet spot in getting consistent stats that kind of resemble something that would be familiar. As a cat fan, I hope you win this. The old rivalry with the cats. What does everyone think of the Thursday night football? First time in a few months now that we've had a Thursday night game on. Do people like it or dislike it? It's one of those weird ones. For me, it's a pain in the ass to try and get to attend. It's actually almost impossible for me, but I do like the fact it's on to be able to watch it.
You can feel the excitement around the ground. It's been building steadily.
Yeah, they did. They bottled it big time.
Slaps it out.
You love it? Okay.
Getting his hands on it early. Rowan closed him down. Almost an accidental intercept. Now
Oh,
it's
look at
someone
him.
else's problem. Good build-up. He's caught. Clever kick. Tui.
Yeah, I don't mind it.
Poor footy
Oh, good
there.
mark, Rioli. Yeah, as long as it finishes early enough, that's right.
Delivers a long ball. Tui
Oh,
making his claim
Tui with
for
a
the
spoil.
Golden Fist Award. And out it goes.
So deliberate out of bounds is now back in too, which is interesting. So I did put this in the video that I made on YouTube the other day, that the reason why deliberate out of bounds no one was seeing it, is because I'm sure we all experienced it, the glitch with the 100-metre handballs and the really long bullshit, skewed kicks that were going out of bounds, because they were still prevalent in the game. They actually turned deliberate out of bounds off, because otherwise you would have actually got punished for it, and it wasn't user error, so that wasn't really fair to cop it twice. Like, one, the ball goes the wrong way, and then two, you get punished for a disposal that you didn't mean. And I didn't know that, so that was good to know, though, because it makes sense why you would turn it off, because it wasn't working. So there you go.
That'll work. What's he got on offer? Hughes has found some space. Normally,
oh, who's this? Bolton. Yeah, I forgot it was the long weekend. Oh, Dusty.
Kicked it very well. Good disciplined defence.
Defence has been a lot better for me since tactics win the game. Before tactics win the game, I would concede 100 points still in every game on hard in 7.5 minutes. Okay, that's good. You found it much better.
Shut him down.
He's rushed it behind
Oh.
his own team.
Hang on. Seriously, if Dusty is... Oh, he's kicked it into him. Bloody hell. I swear, Dusty, we've used the arc on Dusty almost every game the last 2 times we've played. He's absolutely, Greg, he is cursed. I think the handballing's been okay tonight. I've been able to put together chains. I think up until, this very moment in this game, that the handballs I've made, I feel like have gone the direction I intended. But I know that in the previous patch, there were still some ill-directed ones, which can really kill momentum, can't they? So they've got to make sure that gets ironed out. That was a very good smother. Oh shit! And as I say that, I didn't do anything there. I'm not sure why that did that.
Not often you see a forward spoiling.
Okay, so this is still a...
Smith can just
See, that's annoying.
They're in front, are
I did not hold anything to kick anything that way, and now they scored.
Opportunist goal there. He doesn't need a lot of the footy to make
Oh, shouldn't they going to make
they?
harder?
Have opened their account.
I suppose they're always going to be
That's a
not forever
bruising
tweaking,
tackle.
but always
Their
tweaking
appeals have fallen on deaf ears.
AI difficulty, and I suppose that's where the argument comes in for sliders as well. But
Wins it to
I also
Banter.
get why
He's wrapped up.
they don't want to
They're
do it. But yeah,
going nowhere, and we'll have a
that
stoppage
goal
in the
to
centre.
concede there is a bit of a killer, especially in the management mode
Ned
when
Curvis
you
punches it
don't
out of the
exactly
run.
want to
Atkins.
concede
David
points.
Uniacke attracted
Oh yeah,
the
David
crowd.
Uniacke, he is.
Well done. Takes the bounce. Sets sail for home.
Bauer.
And he is delivered.
Is that Bauer on the run?
He might just be in for a big day.
Oh, it's Koch. Cop that, Kane Corns.
Both teams on the board.
Don't come Monday. Need to make the on the run meter brighter. Yeah, okay.
Dangerfield.
So if a few people having troubles
Defenders will be
seeing where it
nervous.
is.
Hawkins is so strong.
That was probably the other thing. I wouldn't have minded to see
They'll be in front.
the kick on the run meter almost like a fraction quicker, especially when there's been a couple of stoppages in your forward 50. It's quite hard to then get a shot on goal away. There almost needs to be like a really quick snap.
Plenty more where that came from.
I wonder if I got auto interchanges on or off. On.
The underdogs throwing down the gauntlet.
Try
You
poor
can
Val.
see their belief
I'm
growing.
a bit scarred from that, I think.
Holmes,
Uh,
Stanley.
Yeah, I
Quick kick
could
towards
possibly
centre
try
half
it.
forward. Who's front and centre? Pickett under pressure. Tui has it now on centre wing. Looking to extend this margin. Rioli clears
Go.
the area. Bolton. Big ball to be won here.
Dusty.
That's one for the highlights reel. Heads for the pocket.
Oh,
got a
Tui.
fist in.
Jerk.
Gets his kick
I don't think the
Follows
sub
the
issue is
lead.
fixed.
The Cats showing some
I'll have to
signs
check.
early. Guthrie works hard.
The camera distance, I'll show you. It is on side far with a camera height of 44. Yeah, Grok, I was about to say what you exactly wrote there. So the one thing I've noticed, I didn't say it last game because I wasn't sure if what I was seeing or feeling was right or not. But thank you for the follow, Sastro. But I noticed that when running with a ruckman, for example, so I had my player on Nankervis, he was a lot slower getting to the ball than what someone like Baker or Rioli was, which was good because previously, I suppose they all kind of felt similar paces, which isn't realistic, obviously. But I don't know if this was this patch or if this was a previous patch where they did mention that they had tuned the sprint and acceleration speeds of players. So that, I'm guessing, had something to do there. But that's good to notice. It was Monday, was it? Yeah. And it's things like that they'll need to make sure is very evident in Pro Team as well. Because you need to be able to tell the difference between, the skill level of all these legend players.
Have denied them the corridor.
Oh, Bonner.
With the big fist. Stanley. Graham intercepts the hand pass.
Oh, he's wrapped up. Just hold on to it, Graham. Hold on to it. Ruck seems unbalanced again. I feel like I'm back to release date. I'm able to win a hit out with Draper. Really? What are you playing on, Sim? Are you on Steam or are you still on PlayStation? Not still on. Are you on PlayStation?
In the middle. Blitzers. Dow leads his opponent. Can they keep the footy this time? Defence 101 there. Tui. Well, that's not like him.
Oh, we've got a 2-on-1 here.
Bauer.
Oh, Bauer.
Will surely convert.
They'll be in front in a moment.
Yeah, interesting to know what console you're on, Sim. Steam, playing on hard, felt pretty balanced. That's weird. Because, yeah, like I've won a couple of ruck contests with Nate, but then by contrast, a couple of patches ago, I had an issue specifically against Port Adelaide where I literally could not win or do anything in the centre. So I'm not sure. Is it the same thing no matter who you play, do you think? Or does it feel like it's against a specific opponent? It definitely does, Shreds. It definitely does. Like, all we want it to be, you just want that enjoyment factor back, don't you? So, that we're all playing a good, fun game.
Kicks to centre wing. Spud Frawley would have loved that one. Graham pounces short.
So those bits of play are reasonably satisfying.
This is a big opportunity.
I would say Draper should be a pretty dominant ruckman, though.
Moving the footy laterally.
Oh, front and centre, Timmy Taranto. Oh, wow. That would have been a sexy goal.
Promising build-up and deserved a better finish.
Melbourne and Port Adelaide hard to beat? Yeah, they are. Draper 86. Yeah, so that's not... I would almost report that, Sim, if I were you, because that's obviously not right, because Draper is a pretty good ruckman, obviously.
And took a ripper. A good kick here, and they'll be in business.
I probably should have spoiled there. That was not a good idea to try and outmark two people.
Delivery by foot. Can he hit a target? Rowan only
Gary Rowan.
He can put them in.
Jeez.
And he does.
They had to be patient.
Big Anna looking to add in the lineups. Oh, that's good, Brownie. Oh, that would be a welcomed addition.
Davies Uniac, Tui. He's run into trouble. Out of the congestion. Rowan absorbs the pressure. Clark stripped of it. Hopper.
Oh, where did he come from?
Not sure who that
off the
was meant
line.
for, but it's been picked off. Henry. Why is he kicking it backwards? Tui.
Big E.
Stanley.
Oh no, Biggie, you've got to spoil that. Did they give an idea of the when?
Duncan. Dangerous to leave on his
Yeah,
own.
Samson Ryan's not too bad in this. I actually, when I was having a lot of my ruck issues using Nank, I actually changed tactic and put Samson Ryan in the ruck as the starting ruckman. Or a poster. Against Goldie, he's at the moment 87. Yeah, that's weird, Sim. Yeah, I would report that personally. That's I mean, using Draper, you should be, you know, expecting to win your fair share.
Rowan. He's everywhere at the moment.
Simmons.
Clever handball. Tui. That's good vision. Guthrie takes the logical option. Is anyone home? They're breaking down.
Very good. Who was that?
Forward. That might attract a pack. Tui.
I missed the tackle.
Simmons has found some space.
Every other AFL game I've played is lineups. Yeah, it would be good to have a Jared. I agree. G'day, Kane. How are you, mate? So again, we would benefit if actual packs were forming, leaving 1 or 2 free.
But at least we have a close one.
Yeah, true. I suppose maybe there'll be constant tweaks to try and get the play of movement piece right, I guess. That's where you'd like to think how they had the assistant coaches there. That you'd like to think that that's where they would become in handy to sort of say, oh, well, in this situation, player X will be doing this and player Y will be doing that.
Thanks for that. Clark, Blitzers, Davies Uniac. Dishes it off.
Oh, jeez, I got absolutely poleaxed there.
The umpire says he made an attempt to get it out. Big clearance to win here. Guthrie, he's caught. Clark is always dangerous inside 50. Gets the kick away. Bonner, hand pass cut off. Yeah,
so that handball didn't go where I aimed. I was aiming downwards to the guy running through the back pocket. That's probably the first handball I've had not go to the intended target, I reckon.
Has rucked tirelessly. Clark needs a good decision. Hawkins takes the mark.
Hawkins just dominated.
Must kick goal in a close match.
He's all over Biggie. We need the cockshell in. You know, looking forward to when the management mode gets its features added back in, because I think we all desperately need to be able to develop and grow our players. Like when you draft the players, you've got to be able to train them up and see them grow. Yeah, it definitely has been the Rebbe, and they know it too. So they know that the handball is the biggest bugbear for a lot of users, and I suppose it's their highest priority. It was good, so hopefully it's fixed sooner rather than later.
You can't question his commitment.
Oh shit, out in the full.
Lost his radar there.
Modified tackle. Oh yeah, okay. Yeah, that could work.
Good looking kick, Buse. I've liked his game today.
Yeah, I think I hope for PS users that console are in for a big week.
Be a chance for the high flyers. Davies Uniac.
And crossplay should be in as well soon for
Holmes. They're building something dangerous here. Atkins.
Jesus Christ, they just pinged it around.
The Cats are playing some great footy. Clark and out
Deliberate.
of play.
Gaz, what have you noticed down at ground level?
Yeah, so set shots, Jared. So you've obviously got to take into account the wind, the footedness, the natural curve of a player, whether they're left or right footed. But I think, oh no, that was a deliberate handball, but I've put it in the wrong spot. I think the natural swing that they've got for the right footers and everything like that, I reckon they've kind of got that a little bit off. I think it swings too much.
You can see their confidence growing.
So it's okay to have like a bit of natural left to right, or why is he kicking it there for? Yeah, that's not good.
Missed the target by a long one.
I'll do an online game next, Brownie. We'll try an online game next, but that just glitched and kicked it backwards for me, out of bounds in the full, so that's excellent.
Touch and go.
Oh, he's missed.
I think he was within his rights to have a crack from there, even though he'll be disappointed with the result.
Back into play. Dow.
Oh,
it's a high
good clean centre break. Oh,
Lynch has a vice-like grip. Keeps it low.
Bolton, as a Cats fan to say, that was the best kick we've seen tonight.
Amazing how often players miss them.
Yes, I don't know. I think I'm doing the set shots wrong because I'm overcompensating for the curl by under-kicking it, whereas you are technically meant to be hitting it in that blue sweet spot. But I think the curve happens just a little bit too much.
They've got one back. Let's see if they can double up.
Maybe Rock. I'll have to pay attention next time. And so with the set shots as well, they are tweaking the meters of the bars that are used, so it's going to be the speed of the bar will increase. It won't be just the linear same speed. That was a good bit of play. Dusty with the inbound handball. Thought that was Harry Mackay kicking it backwards. Oh, that's not a good touch.
Kicks inside the forward 50.
Oh, Biggie, you've got to get a fist on that. He's getting torched. On a positive note, I haven't had a PS5 crash in over a week. I see some people still having crashes, which is strange. Yeah, I suppose it's the thing with crashes, though, isn't it, Brownie, is that different things can trigger it from different people. But as long as people are reporting it, it gives them a chance to fix it and submit it as a ticket. So, like, I had it crashing. And I think a lot of the reasons why some games have been crashing lately have been people who are using or have been making custom players or custom teams. Sometimes there's a bug within it that can actually cause the game to crash and then even not restart. So that's a big one where I think they recognise that there's a lot of users are having that issue because a lot of people are creating shit, obviously. So once they fix that one, I think that will get a lot of people back on track. Oh, Dusty. Academy crashes, yeah. Yeah, Jared, I agree. The scoreboards, and like again, it's a small thing, isn't it? But it just really took away from the immersion of it when they weren't working. Having a big black screen, unless you like paused it, which you shouldn't have to do. So it is nice that it's working.
They need a mark.
Oh, Dusty, too strong.
Goals haven't exactly flowed so far, so this would be valuable.
We're still half a chance here. We're a sniff. Not with shit like that, Dusty.
The mark is terrific, but unfortunately doesn't count.
Oh, no players there too. So that's the problem when you go zone. Yeah, it just felt like there was something a little bit missing there, didn't it? I agree.
Works hard to present. Good kick. Guthrie.
Yeah, Dusty's a bit cursed. Maybe I need to.
They'll bide their time.
Do we? This where the tactics could be cool. Hi. Oh, no, I like that. Midfield attacking play style. I think we have to go man on man. I don't like the zone. The Twilight game. Yeah, I don't know. Oh, piss off, Stanley. The lights are definitely on.
Finds himself unattended.
This is going to hurt.
Breaks the line.
Oh.
Stanley runs in and bangs it home.
Jesus. See, Nank just could not chase him there. Australia all out for 469. What did Head end up making?
Closed him down. Blitzers.
Good tackle, holding the ball.
He had prior opportunity.
Delivers to centre half forward.
Bolton. Bolton. Oh, Bolton, you've got to get rid of that. Can you check if the wind's still playing Marvel Stadium?
Finds himself
in space. 163. That's not 15.
Good execution too. Tui. They're playing with purpose and poise.
Oh.
Stanley. That one was always his. The Cats are bringing great energy.
Biggie's been absolutely torched here by Hawkins. Steve Smith, 121. Jesus. 163. That's a pretty good run rate then. Yeah, not sure, Shreds. I know that Ross definitely said that's a mongrel kick and he scored it. That Hamish is going to be patched in. My only thought there is that they wanted to focus on getting the gameplay piece right first, maybe. That's pure speculation on my part, but it kind of makes sense, I guess. Because we already have commentary in some capacity, it's not like it was missing altogether, so maybe that's a little bit lower on the list of things to do. But yeah, Ross has said that, yeah, he will be patched in.
Kicking for his first. The Cats have all the answers.
No, I know, Kane, I know. And the most annoying part about all of this is
Away he
when
goes.
I gave my coaching staff
That's an impressive mark.
free reign to look after post-season moves, they bloody traded Noel Bolter, or Noel Bolter has disappeared off the face of this game, and he was killing it, the interceptions for me.
The Cats look to be coming home strong. Stanley.
Yeah, I think this game's cooked, fellas. Not going to win this one.
Well, they gave it everything.
Surely he couldn't have
Just
retired. He's like
enough on the day.
23.
That's it from us.
I don't know. We could not find him. Could not find him. I finished my season on hard. Lost one, draw one, won the rest. Finals now. Jesus. Yeah, to me, that's been the most interesting part, is the discrepancy and and how hard people have found the game. That's been the most confusing part for me. I've turned commentary off for the time being because repeated lines. Yes, and Brownie, and I'm not saying that doesn't happen, because I will believe you 110%. I'm second last. What the fuck? I don't notice the commentary though because of this, because I'm talking, reading, interacting, playing. I kind of don't pick up on that, but I take your word for it. Take your word. And I suppose if you're one commentator down, it actually makes complete sense that there would be a bit higher repetition, wouldn't there? Let's try it online again, because there was in the patch notes that online was improved. So let's check that out. G'day, Mitch. Welcome. Eagles in the top 8. Management mode is broken. I'm calling this early. In real life AFL, we will lose to West Coast. Richmond, that is. Calling it early. When in theory, no one should lose to West Coast. Hampton Park seniors should be able to beat West Coast in their current state. Jared, did you watch our game versus North Melbourne last year? That was a game we shouldn't have lost. We should have beaten them. I don't do a lot of sports betting very often, but I did put $20 or $30 on North Melbourne to win that game because it just had it written all over it, and that was before the coach quit. So I'd done all right there. Yeah, we were shit house. Kenny, what's added role selection to the academy? Oh, I don't know. That's a good question, Kidney. I'm not too sure. I will try and find out. Hopefully the Crows don't lose this week. Who have the Crows got again, Mitch? Yeah, the bet did pay off. Thank you for the follow, Ika. Hope you're doing well. Oh, West Coast, yeah. Well, I mean, I would feel more confident about Adelaide beating West Coast than Richmond. A minute 35 to find a game. There's no one playing online. G'day, Rip the Beans. Good username. The game feels like it's back to what it was on Monday, which is a good thing because that felt to me personally, and a few others in here as well, that it was the most playable version or enjoyable playable version of the game to date. Pardon me. So you can mark. I feels like the balance between marking and spoiling is back. I've missed a few shots, kicked some out in the full. I've missed a heap of shots. Handballs, I would say 90% of the time were going where I wanted it to go. There was a couple of times where they went in the wrong direction, which probably resulted in goals against. There was a couple of kicks that actually didn't go where I wanted it to go, which was a little bit annoying. That cost me a couple of goals. But outside of that, yeah, it was running fairly well. We'll lose to North this year too. Well, I don't think I'm going to bother trying to find any more online games. I wanted to see if Marvel still had the wind. That's right. Let's do that. Let's do West Coast versus Adelaide. Why not? Oh, I've gone the complete wrong way for that. What an idiot. Plays the Eagles. Show them some love. So we want to see Marvel, more specifically if there's wind. Oh, showers in Marvel. Tactics. VFL side versus West Coast. Man on man. We'll go huddle again. If the handballs don't go to the target every time, that's fine. Just want the game to be playable. Yeah, for sure. I mean, I get what you mean, because I suppose in real life, Rip the Beans, that the handballs don't always go the right way, but I suppose I'm sort of more referencing that they're going like the complete opposite way, so which is a lot more unnatural. Like, I wouldn't mind if it didn't go to the play that was straight in front, but just off to the side. That would be okay, because that's good natural variation. But if you're aiming forward and it goes backwards, that's probably the one they've got to fix up, which they do know that there's still work to be done on it. But I agree there should be a variation. Because, yeah, once it gets into a good playable state, yeah, I know that there's plenty of leagues and people running leagues that are waiting to go. Like, we've got our own Pink Panther custom team raring to go once I get sort of the okay to start using Academy again. The wind is still here in Marvel. Yeah, we'll start doing the Pink Panther custom games. I think one of the last players to be put in there, I've gotten permission to put Sharpie in. So the Great White Sharpie, who is another AFL streamer, he's given me the green light to use Sharpie as a forward, which would be cool. So I appreciate that. And speaking of Sharpie, he has put together a content creator custom team in the AFL23. So I'm playing at centre half back. We've got the Shep brothers. We've got Kados is in there. Prime Train's in there. There's a heap of others. It's a pretty stacked side. The Guernseys look pretty sweet. So make sure you check out Sharpie. He streams on TikTok and Twitch. And you'll see the old Pink Panther at centre half back. So hopefully we can win a few games.
Out of the congestion.
Yeah, those air cons blowing the gale here at Marvel.
Dawson saw that coming. Clever kick. Cole
good spoil.
making his claim for the Golden Fist Award. Slick hands. Dishes it off. This is promising.
So those handballs went where I wanted them to go. That's good.
That's a strong.
Waterman.
They should be on the board with a goal.
Marmalade, yep. Yeah, there's heaps of good ones in there. Is he left or right footer? Yeah, right. I should have checked that. Oh, shit.
Maybe he could have gone himself. Defence 101 there. That could be a goal-saving.
Does need to fix. There's still a lot to fix, but you can see the improvement. My criticism was a bit harsh at the start. Paying $100 again should be playable. Do acknowledge. Look, I kind of...
Smith, Hamill. He's so clean with the footy. Murray.
I kind of disagree with you a little bit. I think that criticism's valid.
Takes the logical option.
About, if you spend $100, it should have launched in a better state. I know it wasn't planned and it's not how it was meant to launch. I get that, and he's talked about that, but still, people, like you said, paid $100, and there's probably there's definitely a level of expectation that the game functions in a certain way from the get-go when you pay that money, and it wasn't. And unfortunately, rightly or wrongly, Big Ant have to kind of cop that criticism on the chin pretty well, because it is what it is. But to your second point, yes, they have done a mountain of work to get it back to where it was, and some people are still unhappy, some people are wrapped. It's a bit of a mixed bag, but I think you can't knock the effort of trying to right the wrong and get it back to where they knew it should be, which is good, because at the end of the day, like we've said plenty of times, we're all just footy nuffies wanting the same thing. We just want a really, really good footy game. It's fun, got longevity, it's got a bit of depth with your management. You can play online with your mates, and that's what we all want, and that's what Big Ant want. That's what the AFL want. So we all want the same thing. It's just, I suppose, when and how do we get there, I guess.
Sets sail for home, and he has delivered.
Speckies do look good. There's a different Specky anime. I haven't actually taken close notice. So on Tuesday night, when it was really unplayable, the couple of marks that we did take around the ground, the Speckies, it was like a one-handed Specky. So I don't know. I don't know if that's in here as well. We'll have to try and check one. Yeah, Rankin's torched me twice now, hasn't he? We'll try and get Crows the win. And I think as long as people are enjoying it, I think what's going to hurt the enjoyment factor sooner rather than later is if they don't get that depth in the management mode, because bar playing custom seasons, which I'll be really, really pumped to play the custom season with the Pink Panther team, but if they don't get that depth in the management mode soon, there's no real reason for people to come back and play. at this point in time. So that's their next big thing in my view. They've got to make sure that the players you draft can be developed and grown. You've got to make sure that you can sign your free agents, that you can do trades and all that kind of stuff, because it's meant to all be in there, and I think it will all be in there because they're adding what they can to it. But to me, that's the next big piece to make sure the game gets longevity, because if it doesn't have any of those things, it makes it hard to keep coming back. Obviously, Pro Team will be good as well once online's working, but as we saw before, I just searched twice for 2.5 minutes and found no one.
Needs to get this one bending, but can't.
G'day King, welcome. Their patch is going good. The patch is going good, so it definitely feels more like the Monday night version that we had, which was really good. Oh my god, I was looking too far down the field. That was user error then, that wasn't computer, that was me looking at where I was kicking rather than kicking it.
The Crows with the first three.
So, yeah, the patch feels more like the Monday night version, which is good because that was playing really well.
They have a good understanding, those two. That hand pass was
it feels balanced again in terms of your marking and spoiling capabilities. Handballs are still handling okay. A little bit of work to be done there, but for the most part, pretty good. AI are missing, which is good. There's wind here in Marvel, which is something they need to obviously get rid of. Oh, on the siren too, this is crucial. Jack Darling, never been good at clutch moments, but he's done it. Without an in-depth game. Yeah, that's right, Doc. Exactly right. The unfortunate thing for Wicked Witch is this is an unfinished game and still it's above. Yeah, I mean, you're not wrong, Beans, but technology's come such a long way as well, even in such a short period of time. You know, but even when Wicked Witch were doing it, I suppose at the time we were all obviously super appreciative of having another, you know, AFL game to play. But no, yeah. And there's definitely people out there that have got counter opinions to that, and that's, you know, it is what it is. But does it feel better than Monday patch? Hard to say, Brownie. My gut vibe says fairly similar. I'd almost have to watch it back to see if there was a difference. I think the changes they put in tonight, though, were probably things that weren't there Monday. Anyway, like the different type of specky. So that would be, that would be different. But I haven't really noticed it. I'm okay with it being similar to Monday if it's just got improved stability. And online gameplay is improved, but we couldn't get a game. So that's not really relevant to this mode, I guess. But
the Crows are bringing great energy.
Or VR AFL game. Surely that's on the card someday, Grok. Everything will end up being VR, won't it? Or the Oculus, or whatever is that what it is? Oculus? The one thing I do dislike is the fact you can just bomb it to a key forward and they mark it no matter what. It definitely has fixed it. You can, so it works both ways, Beans. You can spoil their forward. It comes down to a little bit of your player stats and timing as well. So for example, the last game against Geelong, I had Biggie Newen on Tom Hawkins, and Tom Hawkins outmarked him 85% of the time, which stat-wise makes complete sense because Biggie's not really a defender. But then there's been other games where I've been able to spoil their centre-half forward a bit, and I've been able to mark myself as well. So
that's unusual. Williams absorbs the pressure. He ran into a brick wall.
And that balance, that was the balance that was missing on Tuesday, or disappeared. So that was good to get that back.
Should have done better.
Oh, darling, got some air. Let's see if that animation was different. Can PS5 play against Steam Online? They will be able to, yes. So crossplay for Steam, PS5 and PS4 will be imminent. And then obviously Xbox has to do its bit as well. Yeah, that's right, Grok. I mean, improved stability is improved stability. It's still better than... Where's the ball? Oh, here we go. It'll get down to Darling in a sec. Here we go. Hey, darling. Alright, so I reckon that's the original animation. So I wonder if the new one's in or if that has been removed.
Goals haven't exactly flowed so far, so this would be
Because the one that was in was more like a one-handed one, I reckon. So Beans, I feel like that you won't get it until Saturday morning. And I say that because, and I mentioned this at the start of the stream, that, and I only learned this because Ross posted it on the thread, and I didn't know it. But with regards to the patches, the Steam patches, the reason why, one of the other reasons why the Steam ones probably come out first is because if it goes pear-shaped, they can actually strip it back from Steam users, and we go back to whatever the patch before it was. Oh, with the dicks, well done, Mitch. But for PS5, once the patch goes live and everyone's got it, that's it. You can't roll it back and take it away. You're stuck with it, and then you've got to do extra work to fix whatever went wrong, if something went wrong. So Steam uses it almost like a bit of a guinea pig in some aspects to make sure the patch functions as it should. So I think they're waiting to make sure that they get good feedback on this, and then they'll submit it tomorrow, which means you would get it on Saturday, is how I think it will go down. And PS4 should be the same, I reckon. I don't think that should be any different.
McAdam, terrific tackle. That's not a mark. Will the umpire pluck a free kick?
Oh, get rid of it.
He's suddenly a popular man. Hand pass cut off. Looking to extend this margin.
Good mark.
Barris takes an excellent grab.
Yeah, the Dix ones, I do like the Dix. Oh, see, I was holding forward then, Grok, and nothing else.
An absolute gift.
I'll be flagging that, because that is a killer. Like, especially, I know it's only a play now game, but if you've got the ball, you've got players forward of the ball to hit them as targets, and they kick it 45 metres backwards to the opposition forward. That's not great. Go the Crows.
It's a handy buffer.
Up the Saints, Piff. Oh, the goal as well by Cooper.
Never gonna let you down. Never gonna run around and desert you. Never gonna make you cry. Never gonna say goodbye. Never gonna tell a lie and hurt you.
In my opinion, I reckon they should just upload the patch in the morning. We'll get it the afternoon. It's done. It's kicked at forward. What is happening? They might, if they see the feedback early enough, they might upload it. Good night, Kano. Thank you for dropping by, mates. I'm sure we will chat more over the course of the weekends with the Tigers game. What day do we play? Are we Saturday or Sunday? I haven't paid close enough attention. Yeah, say the bug where they kick the wrong way.
They would need to be super efficient with the ball.
Yeah, that is and I hadn't really noticed that a lot, Chip, to be honest. But tonight I've had maybe 2 or 3, so it's probably, well, not probably, it's definitely a lot more than I've ever personally experienced. So that's something that they definitely need to eradicate. Oh, I'm going to go to the pub to watch. Very good. You're going to get on the Brookvale Unions, okay?
Rankin, Hinge, Berry.
You might be a bit of a loose unit after the pub.
Into the action again already.
Could be interesting.
Defenders will be nervous. Duday got a fist in. Somehow released the ball. Allen lays it off. Williams fighting.
Oh, you've got to kick that.
To give up a goal. No free kick.
Big patch twice it will be a lot better. Possibly that's where it's heading, to have a couple of patches. It's definitely not going to be daily anymore. We know that. But yeah, possibly 2 a week. One at the start, one at the end of the week. And see how it goes. Saturday morning, yeah, I think that's going to be likely as well.
Wins the contest hands down.
Roll back. I think that's a good question, Carlton. I'd also like to know that.
The urgency.
Oh.
Allen will keep coming.
Who was that? He's got it. Have a few pots. Very good, Kano. Well deserved. So everyone was wondering why the day 1 patch was not rolled back. It could not be because PS5... Well, and that might be the reason why. I don't know. But that is... I mean, that's true. I don't know if that's the reason, but it's true that if, they might have been able to roll back Steam, but then PlayStation 5 and PlayStation 4 would still have been stuck with what was out there. So maybe that's a deliberate decision to keep everyone on the same. I'm not actually sure why they didn't do it to Steam, but that is right though. That they would have been stuck on the same patch.
And holds on.
Nightly build for those who want to test and then stable. Yeah, I think the less regular one is going to be better, isn't it? I think that's what it will move to. And I actually thought I could have sworn I read somewhere a little while ago that I thought they had sort of gotten a few people on board to do some patch testing before it went live. I'm not sure if that's still happening or if it didn't go ahead or what the go was. But it would definitely, hopefully they can get a bit more of the testing on board before all the patches drop. Yeah, 3-day patches could work too. And it's hard because obviously you don't want them to be working all weekend either, because they are human and they have their own lives too. So there's got to be a bit of balance there. But I reckon if you had one start of week, one end of week, like one that was maybe ready to have final touches on the Monday or Sunday night, whatever it might be, I don't know.
Delivers it inside 50.
Oh, spoiled.
He's besieged.
But I think, you know, credit to them for putting in the hard yards to do the daily patches early on, because it definitely needed it at that point in time. But I think you're right that once it gets to a point in time where the game is running a bit more as it should and stable and plays better, then I think they can definitely then sort of start looking at, yeah, 2 or 3 days worth. Oh, that's a shocking kick by me.
Gets back and should repel. Can they find a late goal? Rankin.
Good tackle.
He's run into trouble.
Good tackle.
Solid tackle. Going for territory. And out it goes.
As long as it's close. Yeah, I think you'll notice a big difference, Kidney. I think you'll notice a big difference. Well, I hope you notice a big difference. It's going to be fascinating to see what PS users sort of think and feel about the patch, given it's been it will have been a week since their last one, so there's a lot, I suppose, change in how the game plays and responds. So it's going to be very, very interesting to see how you all feel.
Not a lot of flow in this game, but that's a testament to the pressure.
And because like early on, like we sort of said, the other thing that confused me was, the differing.
What's happening down there, Gary?
Like how much difference there kind of felt between PlayStation and PC. Like even my mates were having a far, far different experience to what I was, and I didn't quite understand why, and still sort of don't. The handballs are going okay. I would say it's at about 85 to 90% accuracy, and like I said, I don't mind if handballs are sprayed and have variation. That doesn't bother me, but it's when they go like the total opposite direction, like the backwards ones, or you're aiming one way and it goes another. That's the ones that have to sort of stop and iron out. But I don't mind if I'm handballing it forward and it doesn't go straight to, if it goes either side. I think that's okay. It has felt that way, Shreds, but that, like, according to all the coding and stuff, that shouldn't be the case. Like, all the code and everything that's been done has been completely identical for both builds, and that's why I've been so confused about why. Like, you know, see that kick. Why? Why? Yeah, why the PS builds were so different. I know. I would have almost deliberately left Adam Simpson as a goal umpire. I think that was definitely one of the better ones for sure. I wonder if it's... Okay, so it's not if I do a stab pass. I thought it might have been stab pass related, but no, it's not. That has to be holding the ball. What did he get up for?
Almost an accidental intercept. He's caught. Just had to get it out. West. Poor hand pass there, and we've got a throw in.
How's it look down there, Gaz?
The Eagles have really got to cut down on their turnover.
We'll try and find another online game next.
Punch clear. Rankin.
Oh, how did he keep that in?
Today. Berry. Shuey wins it back. Barris. That's not his best effort. Quality.
Oh, good mark.
It'll take his best, but we've seen him do it before.
Michael Voss's goal umpire. All sacked coaches in 2023 should be transitioned as goal umpires. I like that. Or if you opted to not get a face scan, you also get delegated to goal umpiring.
And he does.
Oh, what a goal.
They've got to find a way
That's a
to
great
get him
kick.
into the game. We know how damaging he can be.
Neither side giving an inch. What a
Need to give us an option if we can
contest
shoot.
we're
Yeah. Yeah.
Big clearance
But
to win here.
imagine there was like
Key
being umpire
in the
mode and you
middle.
could pick Adam
Rankin
Simpson, the goal
on the
umpire.
non-preferred. Natanui feeling the heat.
So, yeah, I want to know what the added role
It
thing
hasn't
is.
been a great
I don't really
spectacle,
know.
but at
Added
least it's
role.
close.
I'm trying to think, like, in what context would that be
Got the handball away.
a thing?
Williams. It's no place for the faint-hearted. Kelly. How will the umpire see this?
The tackle.
Berry absorbs the pressure. The kick was ill-directed. Met solidly. Schonberg. This'll be
Oh, I
their
need to get
first victory
there.
for a while.
Oh, no.
Walker on the end of it. They are
Ball.
covering them up with their ball movement. Yo got in the way. Kicks to space. Williams charges onto it.
Oh,
They'll contest in the centre
Nick
square.
Nat, 3 deep here.
Natanui.
Get it inside
Great
50, Nick
hands
Nat.
there. I've liked his game today.
Darling. Oh, you're shit, darling.
Deep in defence. Needs to be
Ball.
precise.
Redemption.
Feel that one. Murray.
Oh,
That's good vision. Smith.
I got outmarked.
He doesn't waste many. Yo.
Oh, he's,
fumbles
there you go,
it.
Grock. I'm not
Rankin.
sure if you're watching. That was a
McCann.
drop specky.
He can probably break them
Ah,
with a
the
goal
Crows
here.
are going
And he
to do
makes
it.
no mistake.
That'll be the
Damn. Sorry, West Coast supporters.
Crows with a bit of breathing space now. Slow. Only knows one way.
There's
Laird.
definitely a
You can
noticeable
see their
speed difference
confidence
between
growing.
players too.
Berry. Incisive handball. Heads towards
Which is
goal,
good.
But the kick is astray. A minor score.
That was a promising build-up and deserved a better finish.
We need to try and get
Goes
the
long from the
cockshell
kick in.
back in.
Laird. He's got support. That'll work. Another forward 50 entry.
Ah,
Crows,
as soon as I spoiled it, I knew it was
they were
straight to him.
challenged, but they were good enough to stare down
If Voss keeps coaching the way he's been, he might take up firing as well. Imagine if that was a real thing in AFL.
We'll catch you
That-
again soon.
If you've just had a real shit one as a coach and you're on the way out, that part of your exit strategies, you've got to do a season of goal umpiring first. As like a community service to the game. Alright, we'll try and find one. I'm not sure we'll have much luck here, but we'll try. Yeah, so that one, Jared, that bench in the middle of the field, that was probably actually the one that caused Big Ant the most headaches. Because it wasn't actually an in-game glitch. That was a custom ground. So it wasn't like... So someone actually put that there in a custom stadium they made. And media outlets ran with that and made it out like it was play now at the MCG and there was a bench in the middle of the stadium, which never happened. It was a custom stadium, but media outlets do what media outlets do and don't check anything and just run with it. So I think that was the one that actually hurt them the most, to be honest. G'day, Ed. It is going well. There's been a couple of... My big gripe for tonight has been... There's been maybe 3 or 4 kicks that have gone... Like, I'm going to the right of screen, let's say, and I've got players running forward, but then the kick automatically goes way left to the opposition forward, which is very, very annoying. But other than that, it feels like it's playing... it feels like it's playing like it did on Monday, which is a good thing, because that was the best that we had the game. Did see a glitch where Chris Scott was a Lions coach. Yeah, I saw another one. I think Sharpie posted one where Damien Hardwick was with the Crows. Wait, didn't I pick... I could have sworn I picked that I wanted to change players there. No, Ed, no. None of those, which was good. I'm glad that people are still running with that as well, by the way. I need to get that on a shirt or a cap or something. Something about C-word. Because literally no one else will know what that means. Oh yeah, I'll show you the tactics. I'll pause in game rip and I'll show you the tactics. They are in. These were in on Monday night for Steam. So in tactics, you've got forwards. You can play high, so you can see on the right hand side how it lines up. Low, balanced. Midfield, you can be attacking, so you've got players, I suppose, in more attacking positions to be able to get a punch over the top. Defensive, you obviously self-explanatory defensive, and balance is what we had for so long. Play style, balance, or you can go the corridor or go wide. Defense, you got man on man, full zone, partial zone, like man on man. Kick out, you got the huddle, overload left, overload right, and balanced. So that's what we've got for the tactics. Yeah, what tactics do you want for this one? I need to see if the Cockshell's playing in this game too. I was meant to put him in. Not yet, Ed. Not yet, Ed. It will be happening. So the whiteboards will reflect in the cutscene what your tactics are, which will be, you know, another little bit of immersion. Sort of like the scoreboard piece. How it obviously wasn't working for so long. It was black, just a black screen. But now that it's on, it feels a bit more realistic. So having the coaching tactics on the board will be good as well once that's on there. It'd be interesting to see how dynamic that is, though. Like I wonder if it will just remember it from what you had pre-game, or if you change it towards the end of the first quarter, if it will remember that. Balance forwards, defensive mid, wide play. Partial zone, huddle. All right, let's roll.
Harper joins me.
Well, Took Miller doing the coin sauce. Didn't check if there was any in there. Ah, that's all right. I mean, the fact that Biggie Newen's playing at centre-half back again is probably already cause for concern for me. Let me actually see. Lynch, Cumberland, Rowley, Bauer, Taranto, Grimes. Oh my God, he was at full back. Fuck. I don't have another option for that too. That is shit. I can't actually fix that. Oh.
One all week, and now the moment has arrived.
Yeah, if we lose, then Rip has to become a goal umpire.
Rao. Can they catch them out on the turnover? He's kicked it high. Martin,
Dusty.
it's a beauty.
It's not a gimme goal, but certainly one that should be kicked.
I'd like to see with the game day stuff to be able to, like,
He's got it.
say put on Dustin Martin's one that he rotates through the middle as well, so he's not just always in the forward pocket instead of having to do that manually. Like, even if every player had a secondary position available that they rotated through to during the game, I think that would be good. Maybe it's already there and I just haven't noticed it or looked.
He's under close attention. Moyle.
Nah, they're going to score.
Goal, but the kick is astray.
Oh, he's missed. Hard tag. Yeah, I think Ross mentioned in the stream that they hadn't done anything on individual tactics, but if they did, that the tag would be probably the one that they would do. Oh, that handball got over. I was away.
Busy so far. Grimes making his claim for the Golden Fist Award.
I'm almost better to stay wrapped up there.
They asked the question, but the umpire.
Yeah, a hard tag would be interesting to see how it handles.
Who can get the clearance? Short, a model of consistency.
Oh, good one, Shorty. Good clearing kick there. Oh, good.
Line.
Annoying, but good defensive punch.
Gary Lyon is down on the boundary. Gaz, what have you got for us?
Big Witsy. It's going to could get the better of me here. Oh, well, that's good though.
He's besieged.
Oh, go.
Takes the hand pass.
Pickett, too much speed.
Can he find a teammate? That's a strong
Bolton.
mark.
We've got Dusty in the pocket. Oh, he wheeled back.
The fleet of foot will
Shit.
on the flank.
That's disappointing.
Both sides are just feeling each other out early.
Yeah, that's right, Ed. So there's definitely going to be more tactics that come in. Like you said, though, once these pre-existing ones are confirmed as being stable across all platforms. Because, like, for me, I would love to have a bit more variation at centre bounce, like being able to sort of
This is a big
have a bit more
opportunity.
flexibility on the positions of those players.
Ignoring the corridor for now.
I'm sure there'll be plenty of other
Takes
things
an
in there too.
excellent grab.
What other tactics would everyone like?
He's generally a good kick. Short.
Did Shorty grab that? Yes, good Shorty.
That might attract a pack. Ryan.
Oh,
couldn't quite.
Simpson.
No easy exit. The umpire
It'll be
says
elite
he
for
made
comps,
an
hard to
attempt get
tag.
it out.
Yeah.
Punch clear. Rao. Miller puts his teammate under the pump.
Oh, tackle.
Farah gets the kick away. Alice. He's
Oh.
got support. Swallow running in support. Moyle. What's he got on offer? Rioli wins it back. Great mark.
Chuck a spare back. Yeah, let's see that. I don't know why it spazzed out there. Luckily the ball went forward, but
Good disciplined defence. Ballard.
good tackle. Oh, I didn't pick up the crumbs
in heavy
though.
traffic. The Tigers have denied them the corridor. Long gathers on the half volley. He'll feel that one. Almost.
Oh no, I probably would have been better not handballing
Gotta
that.
get rid of it.
We'll try and
Can
punch
he
this
hit a
through.
target? Flostone
shit,
tries
Boston's
to
decided
spike it out of the danger zone.
to go central.
Joel, this is for
The
win.
who wasn't the man I was controlling.
They're in front.
I love if you could work the movement of centre bounce mids.
So, a goal.
Yeah, or even if I
I
don't know if this is what you meant, and I'm just re-saying it or not. But even if you could like somehow have the ruck so you time your hit out with where you want to hit it or directional and everything like that, but then you can change quickly to being the controlling mid and run to that spot.
Neil Bullen is hard to beat one-on-one.
So it'd be cool if you could get on the fly a little bit, like it almost essentially like you're playing as two players or playing with a mate that you can ruck and then they can run onto it.
Bonner.
Oh, Bonner gets the kick
Kicks
away.
to space.
Rioli on the half-forward line.
Rioli. This might be a chance for the high.
Oh, Samson Ryan, the big man, gets up high on the siren as well.
Kick, but that's easy to say from here.
Big kick to give the Tigers the lead.
They're in front, are they?
Oh, he's hit the post. Yeah, the tactics have. You can kind of see what they're doing though. Like when I changed it to play in the corridor a few games ago, I noticed I had 3 players lining up in the middle of the ground to get like an inboard kick, which was good.
This game is there for the taking, and both teams will believe that it's theirs to lose.
Oh, Grock, tell me about it. That would be awesome if you could trigger, yeah, a player to run in a certain direction or even create a 1-2 pass by holding L2. That would be so good.
Quarter time and a chance for the coaches to address their players and maybe even tweak the
That would be
game plan.
very good, Grock.
Now for
So the
some analysis
D-pad
from
tactics
Gary
aren't in
Long.
just yet. They will be there soon. I assume it'll have to be some type of drop-down menu because there's obviously different tactics for different parts of the ground, and then you just sort of pick what you want to do within there, I guess.
And some smarter decision making to get that happening.
Oh,
Thanks for those observations.
yeah, I'll have the
Gary.
shot.
We
Love the
get
shot.
back underway.
This will be a great goal if he can kick it.
This is going to be a tough shot. Dustin Martin, 45 metres out on the boundary line.
Goes Goldwood and he's off target.
Nah, too close.
Easy to say in hindsight, but that ball probably should have
Yeah, I'll be
been
keen to hear your
He's
thoughts,
off.
Kidney, once
Well,
it
heads
lands.
wide with the kick in.
And all other PS users for that matter. Surely a Specky here.
Looking to set something up on the
Woohoo,
other
shorty,
side.
it's your
Comes over
birthday.
the top and holds on.
Play running forward
haven't
to
exactly
flood.
flowed
Yeah,
so far,
yeah,
so
like
this
getting
should
a
be
spare
good.
man back and I think doing things like that seem logical, don't they? To be able to put an extra behind the ball.
Drop punt and he has put it away.
Come on, we're in front.
A midfielder who consistently hits the score.
Still need to iron out some of the set shot kinks. Being able to kick a drop punt. Being able to kick a drop punt for Gold Harry
The
Mackay is
Tigers
too
are
unrealistic.
really taking it to them today.
That's so good.
Hunt, the winner
I love it.
there.
There's so many
Miller
videos now on
farms it
TikTok
out.
and
Good
YouTube
build-up.
shorts of people using
Some
Harry
people
doing
can't kick that
snaps
far.
from just
Taranto
all kinds of
reads the
positions.
place
So
well.
good.
Attracted a crowd. They're going nowhere and will have a stoppage near the centre. Ryan looking for
Samson
territory.
Ryan for me
He'll
is
be
definitely a
sore in
better
the
ruckman in
morning.
this game
Anderson,
than Nank.
he's suddenly a popular man. They've given it back.
Go Taranto.
Thought his way
Oh,
through it.
Smith.
Defence
good
101
spoil.
there, and a moment for the players to catch their breath.
How's it look down there, Gaz?
Defence isn't just about...
Who's the other ruckman? Look at the
back line
height difference.
anymore.
If I don't win
Coaches
this hit out, I
demand
swear to
all
God.
their players work hard defensively.
I did, but I
Seeing that
didn't do anything with it. Rioli.
Cannot
Hey,
right.
Morris.
Rioli, that's one for the highlights reel.
These half chances can often be the difference.
Just remember, if anyone else wants to get their created player into the Pink Panther custom team, which we will be starting the season soon once the custom seasons are sort of bug-free and are all okay, just let us know on the Discord, and if you've got a created player, just send me a screenshot of the player with the name on the side and I can get him added in, which would be good.
Weller brings it back in. Lemons.
Samson Ryan being able to take screamers seems
Might be
unrealistic.
able to start something.
Well, he gets up high just by nature because he's a big man. Oh, Jack Graham.
Goals have been tough to come by. Got to make
I
the
think it was
most of
actually
the
probably more
opportunities.
unrealistic that Dusty's getting up for screamers. He doesn't really leave the ground. G'day, Ranger.
Needs that to come
Jack
back.
Graham, that is, with the goal.
These defenders are going to have to tighten up. They've been giving them way too much space.
The
Very
Tigers
good.
with 3 of the first 4. Hunt slaps it out.
Oh.
Rao can send them into attack. Outbodies his opponent.
Thought I was gonna get
and
on to the end
took
of
a
that.
ripper. Weller, normally creative. Joel had his
See what I mean?
written
Like,
all over.
Biggie's not spoiling, but I'm okay with that because, one, Marbs is
Can he be the
probably a
fire
natural
star?
forward.
Grimes.
What probably
Tony
is.
Modra would have
And
been
Biggie's
proud
not
of
a
that.
natural back, and yet I'm having to play him at full back. So
Sets
it
it up
actually
to
makes
a
complete
contest
sense why I
down the
can't
line.
spoil with him.
Pickett gets to the front spot.
Grok, I reckon that pressing up on the D-pad will bring up the tactics and you will use left and right to cycle. Yeah, I think you're right. I think it'll be something very similar to that. Yep. I think you're right.
Searching kick.
Hey, Des Blues. Welcome, mate.
Lemons got a
New
fish
patch is
kick.
going
Miller
well.
only knows one
It feels
way. Probing
very similar to the Monday night gameplay, which is good because that handled really well. Oh, what? I can't pick the player on here.
Opportunity here. Takes the responsibility.
Damn it.
Just needs to finish.
The biggest issue I've had tonight has been a couple of barely skewed kicks go the complete opposite direction, which I've not really had much happen like that
Timely
before.
goal late in the piece.
So that's been a little bit
He's
annoying.
lost possession.
Must be holding the ball, and it is.
But other than that, it seems to be responding reasonably well. There's good
That's a
balance with
quality hand pass.
being able to
Who
mark
was the
and spoil.
target there?
Oh,
Bauer, desperate to win it back.
Oh, Bauer, he
Met
got
solidly.
wrapped up.
Their appeals have fallen on deaf ears. Good ruck work.
Yeah, I think they did
Swallow
tune that.
In the thick of it, as ever. Cochin gets in the way.
probably more to
Goes
do with the
long.
fact that
Alarm bells are ringing.
His goal
That all the
so
players
far
are just
this will be a
marking
great way to
everything.
get on the score sheet.
Drop punts. Is it the footer though? That's right. We'll do our best.
We've seen him do this before.
Oh no, a Cumberland, take a bow.
Have some of that, he says.
Have some of that, he says. That's a good
Beautiful
kick.
kick at goal when his confidence is up.
The halftime
Very good
siren
kick.
sounds, and the players will retreat to the rooms with lots to contemplate. What's happening down there?
Come
Jared?
on.
Goals are at a premium.
What did he
today.
injure,
They've
Grok?
been few
Apparently he's
and
out
far
injured.
between.
He
That's
played
not to say that this match hasn't been
What,
enjoyable, though.
15 minutes.
Sometimes
What happened?
low-scoring matches can be wonderfully entertaining. There are only 15 goals scored in the 2005 Grand Final, but it's an all-time classic.
Thanks
Oh,
for
good
those
mark, Bonner.
observations, Gary, as we get
No
back
idea when I
underway.
picked him up, but he's been okay.
Happy to be patient and wait for an opening. Nankervis. That's almost worth a kick. Rioli.
Go
This is
Dan.
exciting footy. Heads for the pocket. Who's front
Oh.
and centre?
Was that still in? Oh, I thought it
Rushed
bounced
over,
in.
and now they can reset.
Imagine Cumbo and Cockshell on the forward line. I know. The commentary would be elite.
He's off. Castagna. Well,
Georgie boy.
brings it back in. One behind.
Of course.
The defender's got a bit
Of
lost
course,
there,
George has
lucky
missed
enough to
that.
get up a goal.
Is that not the most Castagna thing you have ever seen? Wait, that's my back line. Tell me, folks, this is not the most George Castagna thing you've ever seen in your life. Intercept mark from the kick in. Not mark, but takes possession. Gets into a really, really good spot. Has a cheeky bounce. Straightens up. 5 metres out, maybe. Open goal. And bang. Straight through the behinds. Jesus. Oh, g'day Ross. Welcome, mate. Hope you're doing well. Heard you in the background watching the cricket. Sounds like we did okay on the batting front. Looks like cricket's been all good. Oh, it looks like cricket's been all good. India 2 for 30. Ooh. Yes. It feels like it's very similar to Monday night's patch in terms of balance and playability with marking and spoiling, which is good. The only issues I've had tonight, pardon me, were... Oh, good goal. I've had a couple of kicks go like really skewy. Like I've marked the ball in the centre of the ground, say I'm kicking right of screen, go to kick to the next player. I'm not holding any other modifiers or anything, and then it like snaps it or drop punts at 45 metres back the other way and hits the opposition full forward on the chest. So that's probably been a little bit annoying because I conceded a couple of goals from it. But in terms of compared to the Tuesday night patch, much different. So like I said, it plays a lot more like Monday. Ruck contests, I found a very 50-50 still, which is good. AI, I think, have been missing. Someone has had to say online. Well, I tried to play online a couple of times. I was waiting for about 2.5 minutes both times, but with no love. So maybe it's the time of night, I guess. It's obviously quite late, but I'll try again after this. So we'll see how we go. But no, definitely feels more like the Monday one. On the basis, I'm not sure if you had any other feedback tonight, bar what you've just heard then from me, but is the plan PS-wise that you'll push it out tomorrow, that they'll get it Saturday morning? Is that what it will probably look like?
The Tigers have got it on their terms.
And handballs, and I know you know this because you mentioned it on the last time you were in. I think handballs are probably feeling at about 85-90% accuracy. There's been a couple that have gone skew-if, but I would actually say tonight it's been those random kicks that have gone more skew-if than the handballs, interestingly enough.
Anderson, Moyle. Finally, they go inside 50.
Did Big Ant have anything to do with the cricket tournament that's on currently? Or you're just watching as a supporter?
That's exactly what he's done. Well played.
It's a gift, really, and he's taken full advantage.
It's an understatement to say they needed that one.
And the tactics bit does work at the start of the games as well, like in the pre-menu, which is cool. Yeah, Biggie got us spoiled. We have the PS in for more testing. May not make the weekends, but the build that is out there is close to this one.
Doesn't often waste it.
Yeah, sort of. I reckon the game plays, even minus the tactic side of things, I reckon the balance with marking and spoiling is probably vastly better, even on the Monday night patch, than what Sony's got, even without tactics. But I hit the post from there. What a dick.
Keep running and taking the game on. There's no reason why they can't create lots of opportunities in front of goal.
Away you go.
Oh yeah, we've had a couple of personnel issues here, Ross, with the Tigers. I've got Biggie Newen playing at fullback, and he is not coping very well. Tom Hawkins tore him a new one. He's not very good at marking or spoiling against the big forwards, which makes complete sense because he's not a defender, so my backman must be out. So with that, with the injury side of things, not so much the injuries themselves, because I know they actually happen in the game, but is there something to put in down the line, like a mailbox type thing, so you kind of get more of an alert when there is an injury? Because I kind of didn't realise I was without a fullback until I saw Biggie Newen down there and was like, what the hell is happening? Okay, very nice cricket, yeah.
And this has been a real turn-up. I don't think anyone tipped it. Let's head down to
Needed dialogue. Yeah. Because like, the injuries happen. Because I think Presti had a medial ligament injury and someone else was out.
but I'm not.
Yeah, that would be
generally
awesome if there was just like an
an
alert or a notification of some sort.
Couldn't agree more, Gary. Thanks for that. Nankervis wins it out of the centre. Couldn't hang on with the tackle. Castagna. Greg Williams.
So that's a good handball chain.
Cochin
That went, all of them went exactly where I had hoped.
Kicking at his first.
Not going to have suspensions. Interesting what, if you don't mind me asking, what was the sort of final conclusion there? Just because of not being able to... Oh my God. Is it the consistency or being able to determine who should get what? Just not fair to players because it's a roll of the dice technique.
And they're away. That's an impressive mark.
It's one of those interesting ones, isn't it? Because from a trying to get it to feel as much like the real AFL perspective, I suppose it's one of those things that's there and prevalent. But like I suppose, like you're alluding to, that players could end up missing their best players based on the roll of the dice.
That's a legal disposal, isn't it?
Oh, so you actually mean in terms of the real life players casting dispersions on them that way? Right on the Dick Stillman.
He's off. Rioli with the footy. Weller wins it back.
Weller wins it back. That's interesting. I hadn't sort of thought of it that way, as in regards to how it could impact. Would it really impact him that much, though? Being a video game? Was that... I know you probably can't say, but I'm wondering if that was AFL or AFLPA driven versus Big Ant driven, maybe. Players are current and isn't fair. Okay.
Lemons. Can he get a kick away? Centering ball. The Suns have got out of jail. Just waiting for the right moment to press go.
Oh.
He just keeps racking up disposals. Weller.
Tackling seems to be reasonably responsive again as well, which is cool. Oh, who was that? That was Bonner. G'day, Dill. Gameplay feels good. It feels like it's back to what it was. Let's see. Hang on. If Biggie... Oh, Biggie spoiled. It feels like it's back to fairly well what it was like on Monday night, which I thought was the best the game had felt for a while. I've had a couple little glitches tonight, I suppose, where kicks have gone massively skew-if and ended up down the other end of the field that I haven't really seen before. But in terms of the balance between spoiling and marking is back to a very good level. And I'm noticing that my actual players, it does feel a little bit stat-based as well, which is good. Like Biggie Newens struggled a little bit versus like Tom Hawkins, for example, which makes sense. So now it's oh, that's unlucky. It's going well. But realistically, there are things that really have more negative than positive. Suspension is one of them. Okay, fair enough. I mean, I'm not too caught up on suspensions personally. I can imagine there'll be a handful of people that will be, but it is what it is. Having the injuries will still be good though, and the yeah, I did ask Ross that ends, so we're gonna. I put forward the idea of even at the start, if we have time to organise. Oh shit! I pushed square. To use the guest star feature on Twitch, so we can do a bit of a Q&A thing at the start, and then play a bit of the game. But we'll let everyone know when we can get that organised. Oh, why would you spoil that, Koch? Surely Cochin kicks this on the run. Got that, Kane Corns.
It eases the pressure on the forwards when you have midfielders chipping in.
Well, they weren't concerned before. They should be now. The big men fly. Swallow.
So what is in terms of patch plans going forward, Ross? Are we thinking it's 2 a week, 3, or like once a week, twice a week, 3 times a week? I know it's not going to be daily anymore, but I mean it's yeah, sure. We can get. I mean, with the guest star thing, Ross, without at the risk of stretching the friendship. With the guest star thing, you can get multiple people. So if you think there's an appropriate dev that should be on as well to chat, we can have both of you on at the same time. We can have like a little square each. Okay, weekly from next week. Yeah, we can do a panel. Yeah, for sure. No, I'm more than happy to. All they literally need is Twitch, and then how it basically works is I can send you an invite to your Twitch inbox, which is like at the top of your screen, and you just click accept and then accept the camera and mic alert notifications, and then I could kind of do a little back end shuffling to make sure the cameras fit on screen, and then away you go. But yeah, happy to definitely get a bit of a panel on. Because there might be questions on there that they're better suited to answering, I suppose. Let's try an online game, though, now that you're here. We'll try again. Oh, the bolter issue here. I don't even know where he's gone. We have a meeting owl at work. Might be able to do a few people from the one feed. Oh, okay. Yeah, whatever you think will work best. I need to hit A there. Yeah, we had a bit of a random one, Ross, and maybe he was simply delisted, but a season ended, and I left all the post-season decisions up to the coaching staff, and I've since realised that Noah Bolter is no longer on my team. I thought he was traded, and we went to like to the team list to search for him. Cannot find him anywhere. So I'm not sure if he's maybe retired at a very early age, but I mean, I know I can't get him back, but it was just really strange that he's not there. Oh, thank you for that. Oh, to conference cam. Meeting owl. I've never heard of the meeting owl. Okay. I'm thinking maybe the online piece is a timing, like a time of night thing at the moment. Not having much love there. I'm going to try one more game. I've got to fix this fullback issue, I think. Adjust lineup selection. Right, Biggie Newent, you are not playing fullback, my friend. So I've got Ingham, I don't know who that is, but he's injured. Tomlinson, McIntosh is injured. Rewalt's injured. Jesus Christ. Ross is injured. Ah, but that Cockshell's not. He's back. 100 plus. Has that gone up in recent times? Who else do we think needs to be missing? That was probably the only one, I reckon. Cumberland, O'Brien. Oh, Sonzi could... Yeah, well, actually, Sonzi can come in for... We don't need Castagna. Smith can also go out. Oh, Prestia, just casually sitting on the bench. Oh, did it save it? Yeah, thank God for that. Confirm lineup. All right, now we've got the Cockshell in, and we've got Biggie out of fullback. Oh, you could have done Soldo. That's true. Biggie Van. First base limit 55. Was it a tough decision to sell? If that's not too much of a personal question. I imagine it's something that you've kind of nurtured and grown for so long. Oh my God, look at the wind. Jesus Christ. Definitely want that. Want that behind us. There's also still wind at Marvel Stadium. I'm not sure if you caught that earlier or not.
Saturday afternoon footy is underway.
Oh, the SDNR round. Very good.
Bruce wins the first tap. Taranto, he ran into a brick wall. Nankervis, crunching tackle. Kelly, Bonner, chops it off. Doesn't often waste.
Oh, the Cockshell, here he is.
He's
still useless.
Taranto, turned over.
I know you probably can't say, but
disposal, isn't it?
very, very much looking forward to the point in time when management mode, when you can develop and grow your recruited or drafted players Because the cockshell is not getting any better anytime soon.
He couldn't get rid of it. They wanted holding the ball, but nothing doing.
Hard decision to sell, but it's the only way we can grow fast. Okay, so a calculated thing to get growth. And had you already had previous, I suppose, relationship with, is it Nakon or Nakon? I'm not sure how it's pronounced, but with the role that they've played?
The defenders will be nervous.
Oh, I thought it was the cockshell was Lynch. Still a good mark.
If he can nail this first shot at goal,
Yeah, very keen for the development phase to come into this. Given that, yeah, he's what is he, a 67 or a 62? Oh, the wind. And it was a mongrel kick to go with it.
Only to let himself down with a kick.
Get him.
Noble brings it back in. Oh no, what's he doing?
Tell you what, Trent Cotchin is just winding back the clock tonight. Oh, he's 67. That's good they let you run your own race. So it's essentially then business as usual in some aspects, I suppose, if they let you run your own race.
If they can keep running and taking the game on, there's no reason why they can't create lots of opportunities in front of goal.
Do we think that the player growth side of management mode's far away? Is that kind of the next big project to beef up the management piece?
Normally a reliable kick. Can he make this?
Is there any danger of me kicking a goal here? That would be very good. I might have stuck this out too far to the right. Oh, Jesus Christ. Out on the full.
And that's out on the full.
Oh, perfect. That's what you want. If we can get a cheeky tackle in here. Oh, it nearly... Oh, I thought Koch marked that. Perryman did.
Greg Williams would have been proud of that one. Noble. What can he do with it? Iden. It's a high ball. Bruce.
Toiling away in the management mode, more detail will come out. No worries, Ross. Thank you so much for stopping by, mate. Appreciate it. Hope that you enjoyed the cricket as well. Had a few drinks. But I appreciate the support and well done on getting this patch out. It's definitely, I mean, I know I'm only one person, but I would say this one would be good to go for PS5, I reckon. It feels more like the Monday one, which was really good. So at least it's all been identified and sorted. And yeah, we'll work out a time and day to do a bit of a live panel to answer some questions and whatnot as well. That'd be awesome.
Can he hit a target? He's plucked it and should have a shot.
Lynchy.
This is what he gets paid to do.
I threw a chance here, a bit closer to goal. Have a good night rest. Yeah, go the Blues. Surely you get the 4 points. Although we're duking it out with you for spots on the ladder at the moment.
Never in doubt.
He might just be in for a big day.
The Tigers edging their way back.
Finally, Lynch kicks a goal. Jeez. Took him long enough.
Bruce wins it. Hopper. Met solidly.
Oh, I
turns it
didn't
over
read
in
it
the
quick
middle.
enough.
Cotchin read that well. Sets a task for the forwards. Cumberland. Got
Cumberland.
Position and hung on.
This would give them some breathing space.
We need the cockshell down there though. Oh, I think my forwards are playing high, aren't they? Let me look at that. I reckon that could be why. Oh no, he should be. Why is Thompson doubtful forward? It's weird.
Bit of momentum now. That's 2 in a row.
G'day Dale. Ross just mentioned that the PS patch, it may not come through this week. It might be next week because they've got to just, I suppose, do a bit more testing and make sure that it goes through as it needs to. Because once it goes in, it can't be rolled back and changed. Yeah, Neo. I know auto rotations, Grok, but my goodness, Dow full forward. Maybe we're just gone the midget full forward line.
Normally delivers. Bolton can keep it moving.
Oh, it bounced. It was a half volley. Right, I didn't pay attention.
But you've got to know your limits.
Get back, Rioli. Get back.
Kicks to half forward.
That's why you get back.
Great mark. Can anyone get to the drop zone? Cumming clears the area. Gathers it cleanly on the
Good
wing.
tackle.
It's a tough game.
Well done.
They've bottled it up.
No, that's right, Dale. No. So the next patch you get will be... I don't know if it will be big in size. When I say size, I mean like actual file size. But it will be big in terms of content, I feel. Like you'll obviously have the tactic piece. Which I can show you if you haven't seen the tactics yet. I can show you what that will look like for you. And the gameplay, I think, will feel a lot better for you as well. The marking and the spoiling, I think, will feel a lot more balanced once that patch comes. Oh.
The distance is the only problem. Green gets to the drop.
No, I didn't spoil it.
This would give him a shot of confidence.
I'll listen to it tonight. I listened to a little bit of it. I don't know if it was at work. Was I working? I might have been home at the time you sent it through. But I'll listen to it shortly. It's early indications are pretty good.
This is promising. That's
oh
unusual.
shit!
Solid tackle, Graham.
So for tonight's patch, it's in the notes there. The tactics were added to the menu screen. So before you click play now, when you can pick like your settings and things like that, there's a edit tactic list that you can do it pre-game. So prior to that, you can only do it when you hit pause. I think Speckies had been tweaked a bit in terms of, I suppose, probability for AI and users in taking them. I can't remember what the other piece was, but it is at the top of the chat screen there. If you click on that down arrow where it says patch notes, there should be a list there of everything that was in, because I know online gameplay had some fixes as well, but I have not had any luck in playing online tonight. I think I've tried 3 times and not been able to find a game. But granted, I started trying at about 20 past 11, so people could just be in bed.
Bruce with the tap. Bonner. He's stopped in his tracks. Canelio. Can he get a shot away?
What does it matter? Carlton's lawyers will get our players off anyway. That's very true. Yes, I think, Dale, the one that PlayStation will get will be a combination of all the ones that Steam have got over the past week. Because it will be a week, essentially. Thank you for the follow, suspects. So that's why I'm not sure if the physical size of the patch might be large, but in terms of gigabyte measurements, but we'll have a bit in it. So in terms of gameplay-wise, the most noticeable difference for me... Hang on. Oh, down. Oh, he kicked it. Much better shit cannon. Okay, so I expect it going well. Thanks, mate. Yourself? The biggest change in gameplay for me, Dale, since the Monday night, excluding the Tuesday where it shit the bed, has been the balance between marking and spoiling. It feels fairly spot on. Like, you're not always guaranteed to mark it, you're not always guaranteed to spoil it, but it feels like your player attributes play a little bit of part, timing plays a part, and positioning. So I feel that's made the game a lot more balanced with attacking and defending. The recovery time from spoiling is good too. AI missing obviously helps as well. I'm not sure whether they need to miss more or less. Probably more if I was to pick one. The tackling feels better. So one of the big issues I had, and a few people mentioned they had as well, was it was really, really hard. I found it personally impossible to tackle opposition midfielders at a centre bounce. I just couldn't do it. Like, they would tap the ball down and my guy would just kind of stand next to them, which was annoying, and it kind of meant that they would kick an easy run of goals because I couldn't touch them. But being able to lay your tackles now a lot better, or just being able to do it full stop in the middle of the ground has been, for me personally, a big changing point. Yeah, ball in the middle. Yeah, spot on, Dale. Yep, I didn't even realise you wrote that, and I'd actually just mentioned it, so there we go. Suspect, good thanks. Just trying to find new streams to watch. And I love the footy. Down Tassie, oh, welcome. Glad to have you on board. Have you got the AFL game at all? Oh, the Hounds here as well. My goodness, it's all happening. And Power, welcome. Oh, it doesn't matter what it's doing. So Suspect, as a Tasmanian, what are you thinking of the new Tassie team? How are you feeling about that? I suppose it's a multi-part question. Do you support a pre-existing team in the AFL already? And if you do, will you be changing to the Tasmanian team when they're incepted? And why are they making you build a big stadium when you've already got like 2 or 3 that work fine? I think that's all I had. G'day, Power. The new patch is good. It's pretty much taken the game back to what it was on Monday, which was good because that was the best I felt it played. So I think it's a W, a win for the patch. Because Tuesday it was a nightmare, and that's why the PS5 patch got pulled, and why they had to rework it. Combustion, another Tassie. Gee, a few Tassie boys and girls are rocked in all at once, which is kind of cool. Same question applies about will you be supporting the Tassie team, and if you support a current AFL team, will you change ship Combustion? New patches being good. Like I said, it's pretty much, for me, it's wound back the clock to what the game was like on Monday, which was good. It was the most playable I had felt the game be in for quite some time. So you could do your handball chains, marking and spoiling, should I say, was more balanced and even, like you had a chance to do either. Whereas previously it kind of felt like you could easily always mark or you could easily always spoil. It's not the case now, which is good. AI missing. Sometimes the handballs and kicks still aren't going the right way. That's probably the next big thing to fix to really clean that piece up. But yeah, on the whole, I think PS users will be very happy when they get access to all the things on the patch next week or whenever it is. To no one in particular. Yeah, the new stadium, I don't personally suspect. You're a Hawks member, you'll definitely follow Tassie. Okay, would you get, not that there's anything wrong with this, but would you get memberships for both? Or would you fully change over to the Tassie team? Because I've got a firm belief that when the Tassie team comes in, I will not be at all shocked if they hit 20 to 30,000 members in their first year. I think there'll be a lot of people that will change over from either, Hawks or Kangaroos, whoever they might support from down there. I reckon they will be a lot more prominent in the membership compartment. Carlton Blues is Tassie as well than what GWS or Gold Coast ever were. And I really don't get why you have to build a big stadium. Like, especially when the ones you've got, I think, are fine. But logically, Tassie should have had the first expansion team anyway, so I'm really glad that you're getting one. Long overdue. Just don't take any Richmond people, please. They were 100%. They were 100%. Who would you like to be your first coach? Combustion. No, we just had Ross from Big Ant on before. He was answering some questions, and he mentioned that the patch update will hit PS5 probably next week because they're still doing a bit more testing for the PS5 one. Reason being that if something goes wrong on the PS5 patch and it is like launched, you can't actually undo it. You can't roll it back like you can for Steam. So if Steam one goes pear-shaped, they can peel it back and then you go back to your previous build essentially. But you can't do that for PlayStation. So they've got to make sure it's like spot on before they drop it in. So he did mention that next week is most likely. Echo, do I like the daily release? I think early days Echo daily patches were necessary because of the state the game was in, and Big N obviously knew that as well. But Ross mentioned before, we're probably now on the verge of getting weekly patches, which, as we were kind of talking about earlier, makes sense because once the game's in a playable state, which I personally believe it is now, some people may have differing views, that then the weekly patches make sense. But for me, the next big piece to patch, if it was me making the decisions, I don't know why I handled that, would be the depth in management mode, because it'll eventually get to a point where you need to have that extra depth and meatiness to it for people to keep coming back to play it. So, because you don't want to... So now they've made the game playable and enjoyable without handles, but now you need to make sure people have a reason to want to keep coming back. Like you can only play so many Play Now games. Management season's good to do, but if you can't do all your trades and you can't sign free agents, if you can't grow your players, then people are going to be really reluctant to start it and buy into it.
Drop punt. and
Dusty.
he has put it away.
Jack Rewalt. Jack Rewalt will 100% have an involvement in Tassie. I'm absolutely certain on that, without being 100%. And the one that scares me, Rock, is Benny Gale.
Tigers with their noses in front.
Yeah, well, I mean, I've had it on Steam from the start, and it's been,
The winner there.
you know,
Perryman.
I think that I've had a better experience on Steam than what a lot of people have had on
Finally, they go
PlayStation
inside
for
50.
whatever reasons.
Rioli had the presence of
Yeah,
mind
Benny
to
Gale, I
get to
think,
the
will do
dangerous
something there.
spot.
I feel now we're so far behind. I don't know. You're definitely behind, Kidney.
This might well cost them a goal.
It's hard. It depends on the interpretation on how far behind is so far, or is it? You know what I mean?
He's
But you
having a
definitely.
go,
Oh
but
wow.
that's not his best.
You're definitely
It was
behind.
always missing.
You'll notice
The Tigers
a
can't
big
fall into the
difference
trap
in the
of
way
trying
your
to save
game
the
handles, I
They
reckon.
need to keep taking it on.
Just like I said, just from an overall balance perspective with your marking and spoiling.
Aggressive with the kick in.
And that's the thing. We need to get to a point where those type of fixes are sort of done, locked and
There
loaded.
goes the kick.
We're
Inside
sorted
the 50.
because
Bonner drops into the hole.
you want to get to a
Takes that
stage
one
where the
off.
patches that are coming in are
The
more
aerialist will battle for this ball.
based
Can't
on
take it.
actual
Prestia.
things in
Feeling
modes rather than
Giants
gameplay tweaks,
have
because
been
you don't want the game to feel
Can they
different
get
every
their
time you play it, I
noses in
suppose. You
front?
do need to, at some point, end up with continuity
Showing his
in what we're
skills.
all
Sure,
playing.
He'll be sore in the morning. Prestia. So influential.
I think that might have been a dodgy kick,
Good
Grok.
penetration on the kick. Haynes.
Good
It's
tackle.
a tough game.
Pro team, yeah, that's right, Ed's pro team will. But again, they've got to get online right, and that's why I think we'll see a lot more patches in the next weeks
That's incredible.
be online based,
Absolutely
because
amazing.
as soon as Xbox launches, pro teams won't be far behind it, assuming that online is up to scratch. So I reckon that's what we'll see.
Some indirect ball movement here. Iden at halfback.
There's a stink over the new stadium, but Hobart needs new. Okay, needs new stuff. Stadium started upgrading. Okay then. So there's a bigger picture at play there. You reckon, suspect? I can get it from that point of view then. If they feel like the existing stadiums are a bit run down, and I can get that. I suppose my thing was more that it shouldn't have been the deciding factor.
Kicks laterally. Iden.
Like, even if it meant that you had to do it in 10 years' time or whatever it might be, I just didn't think there was a need for it to be such a big stipulation for you to get a team, because you already had stadiums to start.
Got to the full.
But I get why from a keep everything fresh perspective. But
This might
either
be a
way, I mean,
chance
it's
for
good
the
news.
home
If you're
flight.
getting it, it's going to be good for all the Tassie people down there
Inside
anyway. So it's
50
a win.
with the kick. It's a mark.
I'm just glad that
He
it
can
didn't
go
cost you
back
getting a
and
team.
potentially win the match.
Yeah, the umpire uniforms, that's a good call, Brock.
Boundary line. Angle.
There has been a couple of
That's fine.
times where I fired out a handball thinking I was
Can he
handballing
soak
to a
up the pressure
teammate and
and put them
it
in
was the
front?
umpire.
He shoots it goal.
Oh, he's
Has the
missed.
kick. No good.
See, even this part is much better. This is probably the biggest improvement for me from the Monday night patch, is that the AI missing. Whereas on Monday night, they were dead straight. I reckon that was the wind, Groff, that took that kick. That didn't feel buggy. I reckon that was the wind. Blundstone Arena. Built up area. Everyone complains when game. Why? Well, because it's busy.
We'll catch you again soon.
Combustion, that'll be in the patch that you get next week. So you're going to get like some drastic changes, well, seemingly drastic changes to your game when the next patch drops. You'll have tactics, better balance with speckies, better balance with normal marking and spoiling, speed and acceleration tweaks with players as well. So now you can actually tell that the ruckman's not quicker than your half forward, like he's actually lumbering, which is actually quite noticeable in a few of my games. So yeah, you'll see a raft of changes, I reckon. Yeah, you're right, Goff. There was one where it did go right angles. So, we're up to 13th now. Geez, we're only 2 points outside the 8. It's not too bad. Good bit of redemption. Can I check the players to see which restricted agents? Yes, I'll do that quickly and then we will go to bed. Search all players. Free agency. Restricted free agents, unrestricted. Unrestricted. Cunningham. I might add a couple to my watch list as well. Why not? Blues when the 8 games broken. Ed Kerr, Lipinski. Cox, Henry. Cumming, Keefe. Oh, isn't he? Hunter, he's quick, isn't he? Cochin. Ooh. And Rotham, Gardner. Rotham might be one. Watch list. Okay, so that's that one. We'll do restricted. Rory Sloane. Tex Walker. Daniel Rich. Zorko. Taylor Adams. Oh God. A few players here. Jack Rewald, Dixon, Lance Franklin. No worries, Carlton. All good. Thank you for stopping by. Much appreciated. Thank you for the sub as well. Really, really appreciate it. Hope you had a great night, and I will probably be back on over the weekend at some point. Maybe even tomorrow after the footy. We'll see how we go. Oh, that goes against every fibre in my body to get Jake Lever. Buddy Franklin. Rampy and Lever. Swans are just losing players everywhere. Who's being delisted? Well, that's a bit silly because it's not. What's ineligible? It'd be everyone, I suppose. Yeah. That's right. I'll try Lever. Watch list. Okay, so I can't do any. Oh, I can submit an offer. I'll submit an offer, but nothing will happen. 2 years. Oh, 820 a year minimum. Jesus Christ. I wouldn't have thought so. 820 a year. You're taking the piss, Lever. Oh shit, maybe not 3 years. 2. 547. You blokes are kidding yourselves. I don't know if I've got that kind of coin to throw around. I'll see if I can get away with like a 700. Rejected. They refuse to concede more grounds. They feel they've been lowballed. And receive a minimum 813,000 a year. Suck off, Lever. You're not getting 813,000 from me, mate. Not on my watch. Oh, that was a bit of fun. We do have to address it. It's so hard because I think I'll inevitably make a new career mode, a new management mode, once everything's back up to scratch, and play it, all the way through properly. I reckon that's what I'll do, but then I lose Cockshell, which is annoying. Or do I create it? I don't know. It's one of those. It's a really, really difficult one. But, well, yeah, I suppose we weren't able to sign anyone, but I suppose it works in some capacity, doesn't it? So that's something. But that's what I mean. That's where they need to have, a bit more meat on it, so we can actually, sign all those players and do all that kind of stuff, which will be good because it's a large piece of the puzzle that is missing currently. But anyway, that is me done for the night. Appreciate all the love and support, the follows, the conversation, getting to know everyone is really good. Carlton Blaze for the sub. Thank you very much, mate. Very much appreciated. Well, getting to that point was okay. It was the next part when they accepted it. Then it was more for the delisted free agent or the delisted players. They would accept the offer, and then it says they hope for a trade. It was like, well, no, mate, you can just walk into the club. So we'll have to check that when the season wraps up and see if that's been fixed or not. But thank you so much to everyone tonight for tuning in. Appreciate it. Make sure if I'm not streaming at some point and Sharpie is, check him out and make sure you watch the Pink Panther at centre half back, strut his stuff, which is very cool. And get around YouTube. If you're on YouTube and you haven't followed us yet, make sure you chuck us a subscribe or a follow. That'd be awesome just to help out, and like the videos where possible, helps with the algorithm and shit like that. I'm thinking of doing some different bits of content in the coming weeks. I've seen a few of the other footy creators do like goal kicking challenges at ovals and things like that. So I might take a leaf out of their book and do that. I might try and kick a nifty goal and challenge one of them on TikTok and see if they can replicate it. We'll work out something. But if anyone else has got any ideas about content of any kind that they would like to see, whether it's in stream or on TikTok, on YouTube, whatever it might be, there is a content section on the Discord, so you can drop any ideas in there. And I'm still trying to work out the music bit as well to get some tunes playing as well. And I will fix up the chat points to not have as many songs, but have more funny, short, sharp sounds that might scare the shit out of everyone. I think that's a bit funnier. But yes, we will do all that. And other than that, I'm hoping to be able to sort out this camera issue so we can go live on TikTok as well. So if you're on there, I might do a little bit on there too at some point. But thank you everyone for stopping by. I've waffled on for far too long now. Hope you all have a good night. Thanks for the love and support, and I will see you next time. Go Tigers for the weekend.